Today's A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan podcast is brought to you by
Jeff's Bagel Run, some of the best bagels you're ever going to have. They have 12 Central Florida locations all the way up the East Coast, expanding daily. It's crazy how big.
Carolinas, we got some Georgia action going.
Altamont, College Park, Winter Park, Orlando, Apopka, Lake Mary, Oviedo, Kirkman, Ocoee, West Orlando, Claremont. When you go there, use hashtag TDBagel. I just saw BDM Stacy went to Jeff's Bagel Run.
She went this morning. It was her first time. Also, guys, you can use the app. My wife and I, that's how we do it. If you've never used the app before, I believe you get a free bagel when just by downloading the app. So there, boom.
Yep.
And it shows you real time what's in stock. There have been times when hot sauce cream cheese, a family favorite, is out at our local one. So we'll drive to a different one so we can get that delicious hot sauce cream cheese.
The spreads are made fresh daily with fresh ingredients, all different types of spreads to choose from. They have special spreads and bagels each month.
Bagel of the day. Today it's lemon blueberry. Tomorrow it's cheddar onion. It's ever changing. They do some wild flavors, but never bad flavors.
My sons love it. Take your kids there. It's Jeff's Bagel Run. Hashtag TDBagel.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, it is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Who's on the couch today, buddy?
Brenda from Biplo's here. How you doing, Brenda?
Hey, I'm going to hide your husband.
Yeah. You know what that reminds me of?
What?
That reminds me of, and I don't mean that Brenda just instantly reminds me of this, but like our song.
I'm already insulted.
Our song, She Wants to Eat Your Dick. Remember that? Have we ever played that for Brendan?
No, never.
Dragon Titties?
Dragon Titties. We have a song called Dragon Titties. Yeah, and the dragon flies around, and she burns off the dicks of all the peasants in the land.
That was old fun, Tom and Dan.
We sat over here at What Is Tactical, where you can see Brenda do bingo on this Monday.
Hey.
We sat over at Tactical, and we wrote that, and we got hammered, and we paid a Russian man.
What was it before that?
We paid a Russian before we villainized all Russians, because everyone hates them real bad now. But before, we were just kind of like,
we never did before?
We did, but not as bad. We paid a Russian boy to play electric guitar for us. You remember that?
I bet you did.
Well, I remember the Russian boy.
Yeah, we hired him off a Fiverr. We hired a Russian boy
to make the actual music.
Dude, we were
It's before AI. You had to actually pay a musician.
We were in our drinking days. Like, this was like a Thursday afternoon, and I probably had 12.
Wow.
I'm not right? That's how we ran it. We ran it way crazier, and we sat over at Tactical, and we wrote it, and then we came back to my place, and then you had to go home, and then so I hired a Russian boy overnight, and the next morning, he sent us the guitar tracks, and then I would submit the next day that, like,
I hired a Russian boy is my favorite sentence of the week.
And then we sang everything. Anyway, I'll send you that. If you haven't heard The Legend of Dragon Titties, go find it. It's funny.
It's ridiculous now to think that we used to have to hire a human to do work. I'm never doing that again.
Honestly,
humans aren't made for work anymore.
I could go over to my computer. I could go to my computer right now and whip up, like, 9 of their songs immediately. And so anyway,
we have a special bonus episode where I interviewed a fringe artist who's down from my hometown. We grew up in the same hometown, which is crazy. He's gay.
I saw
and
that.
He's here, and he's a puppeteer. We have a lot in common.
He's gay. He's here, and he's a puppeteer.
Hey,
yeah, I like that.
Well, besides,
and I made an intro for my bonus episode.
Yeah, I love it
with a song.
Or can you do any puppeteering?
Yeah, I used to make parade puppets. And
Really?
Like backpack ones that you'd strap on, and then you articulate the hands and stuff. Yeah, I used to do that up north.
Well, can you make a Tom and Dan backpack puppet?
Yeah.
What are we talking? How much do they usually cost?
but make mine
$1,500.
But make mine. So it's super tall and it's Tom.
Yes.
And then make his just regular size and it's me. So he becomes me and I become him.
We can do whatever we need to do in the land of puppets.
Oh, he doesn't like it when you talk like that. You're going to have to talk like a normal person. You have to talk like an engineer or construction worker.
It's definitely doable.
If you start dipping into like science teacher or Doug Henning.
Oh, okay.
Miss
Frizzle.
Yeah, like everything is possible in the world of make-believe, man. Like, don't do that. He'll get all fucking mad.
I hate the world of make-believe.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, he's
been so fucking mad this week, and now I'm mad because I found out. Oh, we got to do our shit, right?
Yeah.
Let's do our shit.
Okay, then tell me why
we're gonna do our shit, and I'll tell you why I'm mad.
Okay. First on tonight's ACT, Brad Meltzer is a guest, which ended up being an awesome interview. And
I'll say it. He was my favorite interview because I've always wanted to interview him, and it's not very often I get to just handpick somebody. And it was like, holy shit, we get to interview like one of my family's favorite authors, and he is such a kind man.
Metzger.
And Meltzer. Yeah. And
Meltzer in your mouth.
Exactly.
He is a real life Forrest Gump, and you'll find out why in the interview. But he's going to be at the library
because he's a little slow.
No.
Tom keeps
everything but that.
Tom keeps saying that, and I keep wondering if he knows that he's calling him an R word multiple times.
I'm in the Adventures, not the R word part.
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive that in the books he's even more slow than he is in the movie, right?
I just want to see.
Isn't that the truth? I've heard in the books he's a little more dirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Everything but the chocolates. Anyway, he'll be at the library tomorrow.
Never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, why not just say he's an amazing historian? Why not?
Well, because the amount of crazy things that's happened in his life is ridiculous.
But there's plenty of people, like Dog the Bounty Hunter has had a very, very spicy life. He's had a spicy life.
It's all ice pipes, though. It's not like he's.
Let me tell you something right now. Life ain't all ice pipes, okay? It ain't.
He didn't read a book to George Bush on his deathbed.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, but did George Bush want him to read the book?
I bet
was he trapped in his
cabinet? I bet he did.
was
George W?
Yeah.
He's a fan of Dog the Bounty Hunter for sure. They've met. 100% they've met.
I just got pink on you.
Also, we are partnering with Mo DeWitt and Just Call Mo to do a family skate-a-thon at Cimarron Skateway.
Yeah, you are.
And you can RSVP at justcallmo.com/skate. I just got word from Bustecker. We did announce this on the BDM show first, and we already have 400 RSVPs.
Yeah, it came in fast.
500 now.
It's 500. So there is.
They come in very fast.
Yeah.
There's something I found out.
This is July 12th, by the way, so it's a while away, and there is. It's funny because when John Bustecker and me started talking about like doing a family event at Cimarron Skateway, I was like, well, the capacity.
It should be John Bustecker and I.
The capacity
very seriously.
The capacity is 1,100. I'm like, no way we'll get that, but yeah,
you did say
that. Did 500 already?
They came in fast. Here's the thing:
it's free.
If you're an attorney, and I've been doing the math. If you're an attorney and you're just a kind-hearted, good human, people start to like you, and then they want to come to your stuff.
Yeah, he's.
I love Mo. He's a good dude.
Mo is great because he's establishing himself as the most approachable
human.
He's
a human
local lawyer.
100%.
All the other ones are kind of removed a bit.
And you were very nice in saying that. You could have gone.
I was just talking about John about it last night.
That was a nice way of saying it. Some spray champagne in their eyes while wearing a leopard print rash guard, and some are good humans that really want to help you
become ambassadors to Columbia and sell their things.
Anyway, we're not saying anything. Okay, we're moving on.
So again, justcallmo.com/skate RSVP, and that'll guarantee you in. So are
you a good skater?
I am not, and I was going to race Bustecker, but
he's really good.
I told him that was the dumbest. Why would you do that?
We had a moment where he was trying to teach me how to do it, and he was kind of skating backwards, and I looked at him, and it was the only time I've known John where I was like, oh, I can see why people might think you're attractive. And because he was very smooth.
You put him on the skates and he's a different animal.
Different animal.
Yeah, he is like, there used to be a country singer, Mel Tillis, right? When he talked, he had a stutter. But then when he would sing, you'd be like, holy shit, look at that. Right? Like, that's like Bustecker in real life.
But with
he's
skates.
so fumbly and bumbly, but you put him on skates and he's just gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah. I had a moment.
I saw Bustecker on Wednesday at Lion King. Dr. Phillips.
What's he playing, a giraffe? Take that, motherfucker! You piece of shit! Narc.
And two things from Lion King. One, I realized that I parent like Mufasa. And the fact that Mufasa...
like an African king.
he wasn't...
He's been wearing koofies lately and big, long, like, gowns, and I'm like, that's appropriation.
Mufasa wasn't a tough love parent because...
it's free range.
Just like when Simba went to the elephant
What does free
graveyard,
range parent mean?
Like you let the world raise your kid.
Okay, I've heard
like
that.
a free range chicken. They just kind of go out.
I've heard that, like an Oviedo chicken.
You trust they'll be safe.
Well, when Simba went to the elephant graveyard and Mufasa had to save him.
Yeah, that's what I call my wife's pubes, by the way. It's the elephant graveyard.
From his malicious gay uncle.
And then he told the bird, he's like, yeah, leave the room. I have to talk to my son. Like, he's going to yell at him. And then he's like, come on. And he starts fighting, wrestling with him.
You are Mufasa.
He didn't even yell at him. And the only way...
No consequences.
But he had a real moment and taught him about those perverts in the sky looking at him all the time.
He didn't discipline him. He didn't be like, hey, you got to be careful. You're going to be the king one day. You can't fuck around. You just started wrestling with him. And the only way he turned him into a king is by dying, which I'm going to have to do. Just like my dad did for me.
He's been fucking saying that, too.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Oh, my God. What if just like Louis C.K., you'd been projecting this the entire time? You know what I mean? Like, you've been saying that the only way to make your sons tough is to kill yourself for a very long time.
Yeah.
Also, when Scar became king, it seemed like the reason they had no food was because of the drought.
Yeah.
Hey, it had nothing to do with Scar.
Sometimes you just inherit a bad...
It's because they overused their resources because they didn't respect the land that they lived on.
Well, they didn't,
and they siphoned it all off.
It seemed like just a natural drought, and it just so happened to land during Scar's
but I mean,
you know,
it's just like America. You know, you could inherit something bad. I'm going to start sticking Biden stickers on everything. I'm blaming everyone.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, they were the fakes Obama.
Yeah,
thanks Mufasa.
Yeah, Scar did this.
This was like this when I got here.
I can't control the weather. It's not my fault.
You better figure it out.
So, what is this trend with putting a dildo in your pants? Because I heard you say it.
King of Segways. Hold on.
There was context to this.
King of Segways.
What is that?
Okay, well, on the TikToks, you're seeing all these guys, these like muscle men, you know, people working out or just thirsty.
I can't even play it. I looked it up. I can't play that.
They all put, I don't know if it's like a lesbian strap on or something, but a big Johnson. They'll put it in their gray sweatpants and then they'll work out. And it wiggles.
Okay.
And it's like in that wiggle in their pants, it's like an angler fish. You know, it's just
really is. Oh my God. I can see how it seemed like your wig went. I saw that.
That's what it does.
Yeah. Did you see that? Brenda was like the wiggle when Brenda said the wiggle's like an angler. I could see how serious you were.
I was
so
method actor.
I have a question about this. So if you
are you going to start doing this?
No.
I double dog
because I'm proud that we can make a lot of money doing this. I'll film it.
I think you should just do a parody one.
I contend that you need to do the opposite of this.
What, put an elevator button in there? No. Like something just poking?
No. Well,
what if I did it backwards, like where you can see what if you can see my poop coming out of my ass into my sweatpants?
Prairie dogging it?
Yeah.
So what and I think Brenda's right in the fact that this is some form of bait, and now it could just be for clicks too.
It's no different than the girls that are doing everything with their titties bouncing around.
I think sometimes they really have excuse me.
Oh, my. Oh, you sneeze so daintily.
He's like, Winnie the Pooh.
Such a little woman.
Why do you sneeze like Winnie the Pooh?
I don't know.
Oh, my bother.
Oh, bother.
Oh, bother.
So-
Piglet, I just sneezed in my honey pot.
But my theory on this
Pretty good
is
poo, right?
I'd sneeze in a honey pot. You know what I'm saying?
you have this big fake dong in which you're trying to portray like that's my real dong, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and it might be.
That's my
They might all
dong.
just have half chubs and they're just like, look at how big it is. But some of them are like
absurd, right?
absurd.
Yeah, which you're most likely it's fake. So my point being is that okay, if this is some sort of bait,
Yeah,
right?
honey pot.
Then when you finally get the catch, they're gonna find out that what you were portraying
Yeah.
is fake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Isn't that embarrassing?
I'm going to get you sucker, where you take the prostitute's legs off it. Yeah.
So
What?
You need
Got to watch the movie.
You need to do the Duke Energy during a hurricane power outage.
What's that?
And I'll
Oh, I
explain.
know what this is.
This is when you call Duke and you're like, my power's out, and they're like, we're estimating,
It could be anywhere between 1 minute and 3 days for your power to be back on.
No, they usually say longer than it is.
Yeah.
So then when it comes on earlier, you're happy.
It's funny how Duke Energy services so many rich people locally because of the zip code. It's very Winter Park based, Baldwin Park.
Yeah, you could draw the lines around it.
All the poor people get old.
I'm not a Duke guy. I don't think I'm a Duke guy.
Are you? Oh no,
I'm OUC.
Are you OUC
For life.
But
You know me.
for life?
But I missed that. When you said you're OUC, I should have said, yeah, you know me. See, that's the fucking 48. 28-year-old Dan would have been, yeah, you know me. 48-year-old Dan's like, for life. Not as fucking good. Fucking kill myself.
But maybe now I'm going back on because my whole point was
See, you're doing it
That
too.
they
Now
know
you're arguing with yourself.
But they're setting themselves up for failure.
Well, because my whole thing is you make fun of how small your wiener is, so then when someone sees a regular sized wiener, they're like, "Oh, it's not that small." You want the opposite effect.
Where do you honestly think your wiener lays?
But they got. I think if I
I'm
Everybody's
not.
average.
No, I'm not. I'm not average. I will say I'm below average.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I am.
Okay. Dan.
No.
Everybody's average.
No, not me. With the recent surgeries and my newfound weakness, I have found that my penis is like getting smaller through time.
that's just a medical thing.
It's the medical thing.
Yeah,
it
that's
doesn't.
okay.
Yeah, and the
That's a
erections.
blood flow thing.
Erections are few and far between these
Are
days.
they going to put you on testosterone?
No.
Get
But
the T?
estrogen is a good choice. I might go on that.
No.
We got a tea doctor.
Yeah.
It's going to lead. Yeah, tea,
want
you do
some?
have a tea doctor?
No,
We do. Do you wanna go on
My
it?
eternal
Do
vitality.
you want to be the world's strongest gay Canadian?
The answer is yes.
Let's do
The
it.
answer is yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I should be on.
Do you want to look like the
testosterone.
new Brawny Man?
I
Have
think
you seen the new Brawny Man?
No, there's a new one.
They made him bigger and brawnier and more gayer, and he's muscles now.
I'm into it.
Here, I'll
That
put him up
Sounds
for
like
every-
sounds like my mid journey history.
Here, I'll put him up for everybody to see. All right, hold on. You ready for new Brawny?
I liked old Brownie.
I liked old Brawny too, but new Brawny's a fucking.
Oh.
New Brawny's a snack.
He can fuck.
Yeah, look at new Brawny. New Brawny got a full beard. Old Brawny didn't have a beard. Here's old Brawny. I'll go down a little bit.
I bet he's got a big paper towel roll.
Yeah. He does not need to. He does not need to.
They don't
back-
have. They don't have
It's
old
all
Brawny, but old Brawny.
dry.
Old Brawny had a 5 o'clock shadow, and he kind of looked like Patrick Warburton.
And he's got that. It swells before the head. That's the kind
yeah,
of.
but new Brawny. Look at how big they made his muscles. Tom, look at his bicep.
Yeah.
Like they
big
literally
enough.
made him like a muscle man now.
He looks like he could do that watermelon challenge where they like break watermelons by hugging it to their big pecs. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Oh,
We had a girl do that with her thighs
You
in
did?
the bathroom at my house in my wife's studio.
Was this another Russian boy situation?
No. This was like some crackhead lady we had come in.
Come on.
Yeah, we were trying to get the
To
clicks.
crack watermelons?
Yeah.
It was Supergirl Jen. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was she on the crack?
She wasn't not on the crack. She's crack adjacent.
She did take money to crack a watermelon in a stranger's bathroom. So
yeah. I mean, she got paid to crack a watermelon in a stranger's
Oh,
bathroom.
okay, yeah.
Let's move on. So, and this, by no means am I talking shit about this person. This was something that I saw on this person's social media that I was surprised by.
Talk shit.
Okay, so
Brendan or Brenda, excuse me, actually does talk some shit.
So
you're brave.
Thank you.
We interviewed
Sometimes.
Tanya Lee Davis. We talked to her before, and she's performing
very,
at
very sweet woman.
Porky's Comedy Club this weekend, and she's super nice.
Is that in St. Cloud?
And in St. Cloud, and she is
Vincent.
a little person, and she talks about it on her social media. She's got a huge social media following.
Yeah,
and
so like 2.2 million followers on
Wow.
TikTok. Yeah.
So
it's a lot.
I was, doing some research
I feel
before.
like garbage for not having 2 million followers.
No.
Well, I mean, she put some interesting things on her social media, and this is one of them. So,
are you 3 feet 3 inches tall?
Yeah.
In my heart.
And she, and she has a lot of, on her social media, she talks about how she lives, and she's totally open about it, and open about normal everyday things that people are wondering about. And so she did a social
Specifically about being little?
Yes, about being little, about the
Smart.
the adversities she goes through, and not only is she little, but she's got smaller arms, and I forgot the name of what.
It's a specific type of dwarfism.
Yeah, and it causes her to have smaller arms, which also causes a lot of hassles, and she has to do things differently, and so she explains that in her social media videos. So I'm watching this because I'm looking for things to talk to her about, and then she does
researching.
She does a video about, she's like, a lot of you have wondered how I wipe my butt. And I'll explain now. So then I'm like, all right, here we go.
Up to this point, because I like to say when I'm out of the norm, and I know I'm a weirdo and a pervert, whatever you want to say. But I did not think, I have met her. I've met her as a human. Yeah. I had her on Zoom. We do it
You would never think to ask.
Didn't even, because I didn't think.
Well, social media.
I didn't think.
I just assumed she'd have a bidet.
I just assumed that she could bend over, wipe her ass and vagina with, like everyone else. This is wiping, by the way. When I cut my hand.
Front to back.
Yeah.
And so, and then,
I go back to front.
So I thought it was like, maybe in a different manner, but I was like, she probably uses her hands and moves in a different manner than we know.
What is happening?
Well, listen, she put it out there. Because
why are we talking about this?
Because we interviewed.
What is this show?
Okay, Brenda,
you'll be surprised. Wait until I tell you.
What happens next will blow your pink wig off. We interviewed a little person this week, and Tom actually wrote on his piece. Were you gonna ask her about it?
How do you wipe your butt?
You thought about it, and you also were gonna ask her if you had a hip joke. You had some other stuff. You've been chickening out. You've been chickening out. Although he did have a really good zinger yesterday. I loved it.
So anyway, then she was
said,
like,
"I'm shaped like a carpenter bee." How funny is that?
She pulls out a stick.
Hilarious.
And then I'm like, I know the stick. Busey's told us about the stick.
Okay, do you want me to play it?
Well, let me. You can play it after I explain it to you.
Perfect.
So she invented the stick to use to pull up her pants and to other things, like a stick with a hook.
By the way, I was using that for a while. I would use my cane to pull up my underwear. It's not fun.
And then one time, Mike Busey told us he used a stick to wipe his ass because he got big over COVID.
It's two purpose.
Yeah.
It was to wipe and then also to break up turds to get them to go down.
I mean, he said this on the show.
He did.
But
he's a wild Florida animal.
We've heard about the stick with bigger individuals that can't.
I had somebody quote me about the poo jar last time.
People love that show. Can I tell you something?
People quoted me about that.
2 days ago on Spotify, we got a comment and they said that they love the Canadian shit jar show. They said front to back, it's one of a masterpiece. Somebody said that on Spotify. I'll show you.
I'm glad.
Somebody said it was a
put that on my
tombstone. They said it was a modern day masterpiece.
We'll have a QR code to the episode on my tombstone. People can learn a little bit about me.
The QR code tombstone is fucking awesome, by the way, and I want one. You heard it here first. I'll be laughing about that all day. The QR code tombstone. QR code tombstone is hilarious.
I think there should be. I think it should go to little profiles so that you can learn about the person. I think that'd be great.
Sorry. Just etch it on there. Put it on the top.
That made me cry because it's so corny. Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, I have to Google search the name and the.
We actually came up with that idea because of the Greenwood Cemetery, and I have a Google map for the cemetery that shows you where people are buried, like cool people.
No, really.
And you can do a self-guided tour, but I thought it'd be easier if there was an app and you could just do a QR code. You could, like,
yeah. Although to be considered disrespectful, you're like scanning.
This city uses it. The city uses it like they do tours.
Make it like those wine bottles. Remember 17 Crimes for a while? You would hold your phone up to the wine, and then the label would be a murderer, and it would come alive. It'd be like,
ooh.
hello, drink this bottle. Do you remember those?
No, but like AR, augmented.
Yeah. Anyway, wiping a little person's
back to
ass.
sticks. Back to sticks.
So then she brought up the stick, and then I was like, oh, the stick, I know this one, even though I still really don't fully understand how you wipe your ass with a stick. Like, I know you put the toilet paper at the end.
Oh, the chat room is reminding us that Busey held up a stick that was brown on the one end.
Well, that's what happens.
No. I just hate people. Where's the meteor?
Where's the meteor?
Walk in your paintball warehouse and there's no paint on the walls. I'm like, does anybody use this? Anyway, so
I got what you're saying. That's a good. You know what? That's why we're business partners, because I knew exactly what you were trying to say.
So then she explains how she does it, which I couldn't even have begun to guess that anybody would do it this way. I would never, of all the guesses.
She swallows it like a sword.
She's like,
she swallows it like a sword and wipes from the inside. She wipes from the inside. No one can do that.
She's like, I take the toilet paper, I bunch it up. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then she puts it on the rim of the toilet, right?
And then you disgusting, violent.
No. Stop. And then she sits on it.
And then she scissors
and
it.
Then she scoots up back and
But it's
forth.
disgusting. The toilet's disgusting, dude. That's a public toilet.
No, it's her own toilet.
Well, does she do this when she's at the comedy club?
I don't know.
Scooting my vagina on somebody's...
Come on.
She must.
No.
That's
I don't want to talk about it. Well, no, stop. No.
Oh,
what are you supposed to do?
God, I don't know anything but that. Anything but that. There's so many other things I can think of to do than that.
But she knows better than you.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Than me.
Yeah, she does.
No,
she's done this her whole life. She knows.
Does she have problems getting up on public toilets, though? She's that little?
I'm sure on social media. Anyway, I just had never thought of that as being even a possibility.
Stick come from? Then you lied. You hoodwinked me. You said she uses a stick. What, to help her get the toilet paper on the rim that she?
Oh, she can't bring the stick with her if she goes out.
I'll bring my own stick. My daughter brings her own malt vinegar to the current seafood counter when she eats fries.
Oh, that's fine. They don't have malt vinegar.
They do, but she eats way too much of it, and she's hitting their bottom line.
It reminded me.
My brother's like that.
Like things like wiping your ass. It's like the ocean. We only know 5%.
Do you ever worry that we weren't really taught the correct way?
We came up with a stand and sit.
I don't think I did a good enough apology before, but I'll do one right now. I will open my heart to the show. I was wrong. I am a stander now because of my recent surgery. I can no longer sit and wipe my ass. And now that I wipe my ass standing, I do kind of feel like, why was I doing it the other way all my life?
Sitting down?
I've been waiting for this moment for 15 years.
I told this man. I told him that we are the surgery.
Yeah.
The minute they chopped off the top of my femur, I was no longer a sitter.
Forever.
What about it made you not be able to sit?
I can still do it. Like I can reach back there right now and do it, but no, there's something about the standing aspect of it feels far more natural now.
Oh, okay.
I do feel like I might feel like my ass is a little cleaner.
Do you have a what are they called?
A squatty potty? I do not have that.
No,
those for weak people.
I got one for my parents for Christmas.
You know how when you want to get the most shit out of your ass, as soon as you feel it and you sit, you go, and you just push it as hard as you can, and it comes all out.
That's how you get those little hernias.
They're called hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
Do you guys call them little hernias?
No, I didn't mean to. I just added it. Hemorrhoid.
Well, speaking of that, I almost killed Daniel by telling him some medical advice is bullshit.
He did.
Which Daniel he's going to get his teeth clean, and I would have never even thought to tell your dentist about your hip surgery.
I would have told my dentist about my hip surgery.
But your wife does. I forgot.
Yeah, my wife does everything for me. Conservatorship, man. Conservatorship. conservatorship.
So
she's like, I'm going to the dentist. Do you want me to make you an appointment? I'm like, well, sure. Yeah, make me an appointment. So she's like, okay, I got you an appointment. We're going to have to push it back a little bit. They want you to be a little further out from surgery. And I got your script here for your pre-med. And I'm like, pre-med? I'm like, I don't want to take what are you talking about? Because I'd heard about this. I thought this was just like some dumb old the fucking 1960s Vietnam bullshit where you got to no. Apparently, after a major surgery, you have to take a pre-antibiotic before you get your teeth cleaned because you could get bacteria,
you get a staph infection
in your bloodstream.
It's not just every surgery. It's specifically joint surgery replacement, like knee replacement, hip replacement. And so anyway, before I found this, Daniel's like, I got to take an antibiotic before I get my teeth cleaned. And I'm like, that's bullshit.
And I said that too. I was like, I don't want to do it. Like, okay,
I'm like, that's some insurance bullshit. I'm just telling you did it, and you're fine.
You told him not to take it.
No, and I'm with him 100% because, I have IBS.
Did you take it?
I haven't got my teeth cleaned yet. I have IBS. I don't like taking antibiotics. Even the ones I took for the joint literally fucked up my stomach so bad that I'm just now back to all right, I'm back to normal.
Do you do what am I trying to say? Biome stuff? You work on your biome?
Oh, your gut health.
Gut health? I mean, if you mean pound and C minuses.
Because that's why you're pooping so crazy after that. It kills all those the antibiotics kill your biome.
Yeah.
You got to rebuild your biome.
It's his brain, Brenda. Brain gives him diarrhea.
Yeah, I brain diarrhea.
Biome
Are you familiar with brain diarrhea? Are you familiar with somebody that gets so nervous that their brain says, hey, just go spray diarrhea right now? I'm like, okay, I'll go do it. It's all I'm good at.
Okay.
Couple of jokes and diarrhea.
And I'm bad at this because I was convinced. I was like, I had never heard of that bullshit, whatever. That's some insurance.
And I was mad. I was so fucking mad because for me, as sensitive as I am, being told you have to take your pre-med before you, right? I mean, think about it.
And it probably is on a spectrum of bullshit, but anyway.
You little dumb old man, go take your medicine before you get your teeth cleaned, you little fucking old man, baby. Oh, how weak are you? Take your antibiotics before we brush your teeth, Grandpa.
Anyway, but
just do it.
We did find out that I looked it up on the internet, and that it is a thing. For whatever reason, the
well, your doctor's not going to lie to you.
Well, no, but they tell you overly cautious stuff that is
after they lied about Biden, they'll lie about anything.
Your doctor lied to you about Biden.
I don't trust anybody now. You see the condition he was in. I don't trust anybody now.
That's what they're saying. Hey,
what
that he his. About his condition.
Well, I didn't want to go in that direction. I was just trying to make a joke, but they are saying that it was bad. It was real bad.
What? Who?
Biden's condition at the end was was rough.
Oh, the dementia.
They were just keeping him away from everyone, so no one could see how actual horrible it was.
Were they feeding him full Adderall? That's what I'm doing to myself. I'm binding myself right now. As soon as I stop, I'm done.
Just a big old Ambien pickle.
The bike just goes. But I was pretty bummed out about that yesterday, and Tom and I were talking about that, and then he said that
means the conservatives are right.
I even said to Andrea, I was like, I don't want to take that. That is such a marker in my brain for look how fucking prematurely old you are. You have to take your stupid pre-med before you just go for a routine cleaning. It really
get over it.
I know. You're a tougher.
Take your med.
You're a tougher Canadian woman than I am.
Yeah,
I'm a weak little American.
Well, if you just get over it.
That's what my wife says.
Yeah.
I don't know. These are markers in my brain.
I know you understand.
I know you understand me do it. Because, there is a part of me that wants to say, I'm going to go in there, and they're like, did you take your pre-med? I'm going to go, yes, I did. And then little Tom is standing on my shoulder.
The consequence is that you can really hurt yourself if you don't.
But they don't know how good your teeth are. They're given the general. You know what I'm saying?
The general. I love the general.
What if you get the infection, it makes all your hair fall out?
You don't have infected, horrible teeth. Your teeth are fine.
My teeth are good.
You got great teeth.
Thank you. They're not stirring up some infection that's going to get
yellow right now.
If your teeth were black, I'd be like, right?
Yeah,
take the antibiotic because that black's going to get down in there.
And then what doesn't help is there are doctors that don't do it anymore.
I'm about to go talk
So
to
you get a little bit of well, why is my doctor still?
I'm going to ask Dapper Dental. We have him.
We
on.
love Dapper Dental.
You do David Sutton.
Dr. Sutton.
I love him so much.
He's
Did I
awesome.
introduce you to him?
He's a great man.
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Thank God you did, because that's my new dentist, and I love it.
I love that you don't have to have insurance. You can just buy that package with them.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I'm going to have him on the show to talk about the fluoride issue.
Oh, good idea.
So we're gonna, because he's a dentist.
Yeah.
What is that? What happens if they remove that?
Yeah.
I don't really know much about it. I just know that people are upset about drinking fluoride.
We didn't drink it, but I do remember that there were a series of
Well, you
moms.
are, because it's in the water.
Right. But I remember.
but we got RO systems.
No,
taken out.
I'll tell you. I went to a private elementary school, like a little church school.
Sure you
and
did.
I remember these moms coming in they would volunteer, and then once a week the moms would come in and they'd have these trays of a
The
fluoride
foamies.
swish.
Yeah.
And they'd hand them all out to everybody, and we would swish our fluoride and spit it out, and you put it back on the thing.
Same.
And then they take it away, and that was all you did. And I was like, and I remember thinking, even as a young boy, I remember thinking, that's pretty cool.
What flavor
I was
would
like,
you
they're
get?
protecting my teeth. No, we didn't get to pick.
Oh,
it
no?
was just mint.
In Canada, we could choose. And I always got the banana. I thought the banana fluoride was the best.
Yeah, it's the one.
I don't know why I
It's
was
the one
so excited to tell you
flopping around in the sweatpants.
That's when it started.
Yeah, that's when it started. The fluoride made him gay.
Yeah, now look at me.
And I'm going to ignorantly.
I grew up in the wilderness of Canada. Now look at me.
Yeah, look at me now.
Fluoride.
Let me.
There is no rhyme or reason to anything.
I'm going to ignorantly speak on fluoride for a second.
Yeah,
Because
please.
I can't wait.
Because I have no idea, and so
everybody
I could
is.
be completely wrong.
Yeah.
But it seems to me like both arguments are right. Maybe in the fact that one side's like, I don't want the government putting fluoride in the water because I want.
They don't want to medicate you without your approval.
Yeah, because
that's fine.
they're like, I want to regulate the amount of fluoride I put into my body or whatever, blah blah blah. And so, all right, that makes sense and fair. And then, but the government saying everybody's teeth are going to be fucked up because, and we're going to have an epidemic of horrible rotten teeth that is going to overwhelm the dentistry and because no one can take care of themselves.
How many Titusvilles do you guys want?
How
many Titusvilles do we
We
want?
can't ruin our society's teeth.
Bithlo is off county water. They're on well water, and all the well water's polluted because there's no zoning there, right? And there's all these just open garbage dumps and things. So the water's just crap. And people have awful teeth out there. They want to get on the county water supply so they can have access to fluoride and it has
Isn't fluoride in every toothpaste now?
I don't know.
No, these people don't want to brush their teeth. They just want to drink water. I'm not kidding. I'm telling you,
they
there is
did
some,
that because
how much would that help, though?
That's a social.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
It's a social construct from the government to help us. Because make better decisions. We can't. It's not even to help better decisions. We're not making the decision to drink the water. It's just happening.
Yeah.
Right. They were like, we can't trust Americans to look after their teeth this way. Or they can't afford it. People don't have access to dental insurance, right? Or Dr. David. They didn't know about it. So we will make it easier. And the common denominator is that everybody will have better teeth because we put fluoride in the city water supply, right? That's what
their reasoning is, and
it's also the reason that the Joker gassed all of Gotham, so everyone would laugh. Right?
Well, they weren't laughing. Now they are. Problem fixed.
See, we get each other,
and they have better teeth now. Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to a BDM that's out at Rockville right now.
Okay.
And I'm fascinated by Rockville because I saw on the BDM page, someone's like, who's going to Rockville? Who's camping? And then a lot of BDMs are like, I'm out of here. And then we saw some pictures.
It's a music festival?
It
music
is,
festival.
yeah.
It's inside Daytona International Speedway. And it is blazing hot this weekend. 97 today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
I think isn't tomorrow
gosh.
hitting the peak? Isn't tomorrow like a 98, 99?
Last time I looked at the weather, it was
There's
97.
no trees.
I will
There's no
be there.
trees in the
Yeah,
speedway.
you're inside a dance competition.
I will be there. I will be at a dance competition at the same time that everybody's out there watching butt rock. Like I'm watching Dance Nationals. They're doing their
What's butt rock?
Anything but rock is the they call it butt rock because it's all the
they got big bands out there. We're going over the lineup and stuff. It's huge. I mean, they expect 200,000 people, like a crazy amount. But a lot of people are camping,
sweating,
so hot. Imagine being in a tent, sleeping, and then waking up in the morning, and then blazing hot infield.
I went to Daytona 500 once with Red Bull.
Yeah,
and we were trapped in the middle of the speedway for the whole day, and there's no. It's just hot.
It's hot.
Yeah. I've been grumpy and dirty.
There's no wind.
Hungover.
The 400 in July.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, but we had an RV to go into. That was nice.
But even that,
VIP.
like, didn't one of them the air didn't work or something? He's like, it still sucked. It's not like.
Although I was younger, but that's what amazes me is like a lot of the BDMs going out there are my age. They're in their 40s and they're camping. But then I saw Tom that we're going to talk to his tent set up, and I was like, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I got some videos. I got some videos to show you.
So
let's see it.
We'll take a break and we'll talk Rockville.
Yeah, the name of the band is The Driver Era. The name of the song is The Weekend because we're going into it. We will be right back with more right after this.
It's getting hot outside, real hot. Yeah. We're in Florida. We're right smack dab in the summertime.
Yeah, well, you only have a little bit of time to possibly get a new system, preventative maintenance on your current system, and go check out our friends over at American Air and Heat.
Yep, family-friendly service. So get that preventative maintenance. Maybe you need a new system like me or Daniel got. It runs a lot more efficiently. They have better technology nowadays. Yep. Maybe you need to reroute all your ducts like I did in my house. American Air and Heat came by and did that. It runs so much more efficiently now.
But waiting to the last minute is just not what you want to do. So again, hit them up. It's family-friendly service. Our friends over there at American Air and Heat. Just check out AmericanAirandHeat.com. Name of the song is Very Nice Time. The name of the band is The Kickback. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Speaking of Rockville, we got Rockville Tom on the line.
Oh, do you have him? What line?
Yeah, line one. How you doing, Rockville Tom?
Hey, hang on. Got to turn off my two-stroke generator. Hang on.
All right. That'll cool things off.
What's going on, man? Live from Rockville. Hey, it is Rockville Tom.
It is. Sorry I didn't touch base last year. Had a little defunct on Kentucky Derby Day. Had to have my appendix taken out.
Oh, my God.
Still participated. Didn't miss a day. Lived here for 5 days with a drain.
Was it a surprise surgery?
Huh?
Was it a surprise?
Yeah. You literally went down on a Saturday and had to move in on Tuesday. Got her done.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So
I like
it's hot as fuck out here.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
He also added a Larry the Cable Guy past tense. He's like, he got her done, which I've never heard that.
We did. Yeah, we did.
So first, Rockville Tom, give us your age.
I'll be 52 on the 23rd.
Oh, my God.
So you're camping out of Rockville, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now
we are in the Orange Lodge, which would be the corner where Dale Earnhardt died.
Oh, I like that one. I like
should do a seance.
You know what? Me and Daniel we were going over Rockville and going over the lineup, which there's a lot of big bands there, like
tons of bands.
Yep.
I wrote down some of your favorites. One of the ones that I didn't know, but you mentioned was Marilyn Manson. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson, Green Day, Linkin Park, Korn, Rob Zombie, Incubus, Good Charlotte, Pierce the Veil.
Daniel, here's one for you. We went and saw Body Count, Ice-T last night.
I love Body Count. Yeah, he still got it.
That was the shit.
He's still good. Like that album, they put out an album last year. It's good. It's a fun album. Yeah. If you like that style, you know what you're going to get.
Are you there for a specific band?
I'm here for the party. 51% campground party, 49% band.
No,
you know what? Like he had that. Did you have that loaded? Because that sounded so organically awesome. He's like, Brenda, I'm here for the fucking party.
This fourth year in a row, we know how to do it.
I love your confidence, man. Hell yeah.
Early entry into this motherfucker.
Do you need
Oh my
anything?
God, you're better than Super Dave.
Do you need anything? You
Hey.
said you're at the Orange Lot. We could be sending people to you.
He's got a good setup.
Brenda,
He-
is that
you wanna
Brendan?
see it?
Is that Brendan?
Yeah, it is.
It's Brenda.
Is that Brenda?
I'm Brenda. I'm Brenda today. You can call me
we
whatever
need
you
a Brenda.
want.
Here, I'll
We need
put up.
Brenda.
Do you want to see if you can? Well, you
So-
can see right there. I'll put up his set.
Yeah, let's-
Here's a little bit of his setup. Here they are doing like.
We're looking at
Are you looking
videos
at my
of your
video?
setup. Yeah.
Here's
yeah.
like a,
Yes, that's the campsite. That's it.
you're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
like a beer
it.
bong, and then
You see the
there,
oatmeal cream pies and all that. Yeah, honey
And you-
buns.
you-
Yeah.
I had an oatmeal cream pie once.
and then here, look at this one. Here's one where you can kind of see.
So you camp next to your car, so at least there's that. Like you have
That's nice.
an escape vehicle. Now,
Y'all be fucking in that camp.
Do you guys fuck in the camp?
No.
Yeah.
But you did, Daniel, this is for you. Did you see what kind of car it was?
I did not. What was it?
It's an electric 2025 Equinox EV.
Oh, those are great.
Ooh.
I
Those
can
are
get
great.
in there and crank that air to 60 and not get anybody carbon monoxide poison.
Yeah, it did. Look, the EVs for camping and whatnot are kind of becoming like a thing.
Yeah, that new Volkswagen
Yeah.
electric
ID,
bus.
ID
Oh,
Buzz,
that van.
ID Buzz,
Oh, I
there's
want one.
ID3. Yeah, I mean, like, I've been on the electric
Yep.
car thing for a minute. Look, I understand the problems with them, but I also like there's some parts of them that make them extremely convenient
Yeah.
and fun. So, yeah,
Yeah,
you can get
it
in
is.
there and chill out, and then you can also run it up the street and charge it for like 30 minutes, and you're back to 100%.
It has camp mode. I can run my 12-volt inverter off of it and run everything for like 13 days.
Whoa.
Oh, damn. See, I don't have that in a Tesla. I'm a little crippled there, so that's fantastic.
You need
dude.
some vice grips and an inverter. That's what you need.
There you go.
so
Vice grips
It's all-
and
it's
an
all take.
inverter. Sounds like a date.
so Tom,
Easy, Brenda, easy.
help convince some of us.
Sundays are a big day. That's music day. Daniel looks at the schedule. He'll understand why Sunday's the big day.
But here, let me ask you one question.
Beyond the
because
music.
Tom and I were talking about this, and one thing became glaringly apparent in this discussion about Rockville, and it's that between two boys on Tom's side and my daughter, and I think all three of them have different interests. But the one thing that's that's going to happen is it will either be me or Tom that end up going and camping with our kids at one of these festivals. Will Walker up the street. At Will's Pub. He is camping with his daughter right now. Shout out to him.
Wow.
What a great dad, right? Like when your daughter is into like music and stuff and they want to go see
She's a
this
little
stuff,
rock star.
She is a little rock star. So you got to go and support that. You got to foster that, nurture that, right? So guaranteed, one of us, like odds are,
You don't
one
have to camp though.
Is it too hot? Are you guys dying because it's so hot?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's talk about the heat, Tom. My God,
Well,
the
let's,
heat.
you guys brought up the kids. Let me bring up the kids. I'm bringing my 13-and-a-half-year-old.
Oh, no.
That 6-foot-tall boy. We're picking him up at 4:30 from school and moving him in here with us for the rest of the weekend.
Now, you didn't discuss the heat. You know what I'm saying? That's when we all can't get beyond.
Maybe he's
It's
like,
fucking hot.
unlike you, he doesn't notice it. But what if he just tunes it out?
Are you taking breaks and going to the beach or anything? Like
The beach, you
No.
can't leave there. You
I
can't,
live
Brenda.
here. Brenda, I live 3 miles from where I'm camping. I have a swimming pool and air conditioner. Why? I should be at home.
Okay, so
I'm here.
okay. So why, Tom? Because if I live 3 miles from the inside of Daytona International Speedway
right.
and I'm roasting 97, it's 4
because it's the
p.m.
party. Because the party's there, man.
And you think being drunk helps you with the heat? It makes it worse.
We were drinking Red Bull and vodka at 9:30 this morning. That's just how it is. Now,
When you're shit-faced
here's
drunk-
the secret.
Yeah, okay.
Drink some water, too,
I'm
then.
leaving when I'm done with this phone call. My wife's going to pick me up at IHOP across the street. Me and my buddy. We're going to my house to go swimming
Good.
until we got to pick the kid up from school.
That's good.
Oh,
That's
okay.
good.
So
I
you're
wanted to
leaving.
make sure
All right.
you're
I
getting
wanted
little
something
breaks.
wilder. I wanted you to be like, hey, my wife's picking me up, the IHOP, and then we're going up to Molly
No.
Brown's to get hand jobs until we have to pick up
You
the
heard me.
kid.
You heard me say I'm turning 52, right?
Yeah.
I need that tea, and I don't have that tea. So
Is that this
is how it
weekend?
Oh,
is.
you got low T?
Low tea, bud. Low tea.
Okay, all right. We'll get you high
Dr.
T.
Power.
Yeah, we
So-
can figure that out for you.
I know. I got to call Dr. Powers. I got to
Yeah.
call Dr. Powers.
So
You'll be
Tom,
taking your wife at that all-electric Equinox and banging the doors off of it.
so if
Give her some voltage.
I'm curious about how many campers are
I love him.
in the middle.
Oh. How many campers do you say here is, Bobby? Car-wise, how many cars do you think are here?
Bobby.
There's got to be 10,000 cars.
Bobby?
No, okay, so thousands.
He said 10,000.
So there's thousands of campers.
Hang on.
He's counting.
Somehow my alarm to call you at 1 o'clock went off. But
Oh, we didn't hear it.
We're running early
Yeah.
today.
So is
yeah,
there,
I see that. Yeah, Tom said 1 o'clock.
Yeah, well, he says a lot of things, okay?
I know.
how are
Bad at
the
business. Bad at business.
He's chastising me. He's boiling in the
He's
goddamn.
doing skits. He's talking to Barry and Carl, his buddies.
Hey, you want one other thing? Remember the guy that left a gigantic mess of food at the Solar Bears game?
Yeah.
That's me.
You bought a bunch of food and just left it?
But we got way too fucked up. I talked to you, Maisie, that your gringos. Ooh, that was me, though. I heard him talking about it. I'm shamed. It's been 2 years since I finally could admit that to somebody.
You know what? You're clear. You're clear. You owned up. You owned up. You know what? Take that shame away. Take that shame away. You're good.
There is another connection. I'm going to let you guys think about that one. And when I call in next year, I'll tell you who else I am.
Yeah.
I'm connected to the show like from the way back days, from the Drew days. So I got the
Okay. All right.
Mr. Solar told us that your goddamn listeners are too messy. Leave your shit.
We're sticking with Mo, not you guys.
It was your guys' event. I just went there and had fun.
So,
Don't blame
Tom,
it on me. It was your event.
what are the facilities like? Because you put 10,000 people in the infield. It's 97 degrees.
They said they have like free showers. I looked up, and Tom and I were looking at.
Oh, they're awesome.
Oh.
I just walked away from my car. Hang on. I'm rolling. I'm giving you like live rolling action from here. I am now 4 steps from the closest porta potty.
All right.
Wow! Oh my God!
See, that could be good, but that could
Holy
be
shit! Can you
dangerous.
put your phone up next to the porta potty so we can hear it for a second?
If you would like to,
I
if
can
you
stick
wanna
my
see
foot
what's
up the
in
tent and
hole,
kick the
also-
porta. That is not good, Tom. You see what I'm saying?
I can literally lay my dick out of the tin zipper and I'm pissing at a porta potty.
Yes.
That's called
I'm upwind.
convenience.
I'm upwind.
You are upwind? I was going to ask.
Yeah. It's sleeping next to a red hot porta potty while it just bakes in the sun.
Yeah.
It's not good. You see what I'm saying?
He's 52. He gets up in the middle of the night. He needs to pee.
97-degree porta potty.
Red hot porta potty. Yeah, why don't they make them white?
Tonight, right?
Why don't they make them white? Why do they make them dark gray? Why
He's
dark
asking
gray?
if you're going to go out.
But Tom, I was telling
Yeah.
Daniel, like, I'm like, how much would you have to pay me to go sleep in
remember
the
my
middle
number?
of Daytona International Speedway for 4 days at 97 degrees?
Do you remember my number?
6 days. It's not 4. It's 6.
6 days.
So if I did
Now-
6 days, I have a number that I gave Tom
What?
of how much money it would
Oh,
take.
okay.
That's too much, though. Now that it's
I
all
lowered
set
it
up,
by I lowered it by 2,000.
I
know,
love.
man.
Well, 6. And you're going to do every day there, Tom? 6 days he's doing there.
I'm trying to keep an open mind because there's a reason why there's a lot of BDMs out there. It can't be that bad. It just on paper it sounds bad, because I've been to the inside
But
Daytona International Speedway.
what
and
if
it's so
they're
hot.
that bad?
or tough, like way tougher. What are the showers like, Tom?
Co-ed.
Well, it's 50-50.
Oh.
That tells me nothing.
That doesn't make any sense. What are the showers
On
like?
2-2? 50-50?
No, it means it's so-so. They're
You have
so-so.
you have signs, but that doesn't mean people follow them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, what do you mean? You walk in there's 2 people fucking? Like, is a nice shower?
It's possible. I mean, I went to Sturgis and saw that in a high school room looking shower. It happens.
Tom, what do you do? Tom, what do you do for a living?
I sell car parts for Chevrolet. I have for 30 years.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
A real man. You get to handle the heat,
I'm seasoned.
handle the
Tom, I'm the
doo-doo.
guy years ago that told you I could get that broken starter bolt out of your Mildy boat years ago. That's me again.
Yeah. I have you down as
Oh
a
my
broken
God.
starter bolt Tom in my phone.
Probably is.
So what's the most fun part? Is it when
Yeah.
nighttime hits, when the sun goes down, right? Like that's when you party. Everybody's
Well,
hiding.
that's when, yeah, I mean, you got to go in around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, because that's when really the good shows start happening.
Yeah, what do we got?
That's peaky.
So you go in at 3 and there's
You got to survive
nothing.
until the sun sets.
So wait, you go in at 3 and you're watching like a goth, like a dark band, right? It's 3 p.m. peaky and you're watching Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
It doesn't really
Yep.
fit. Or do they try to like put those bands at night?
That's really easy to say when you're sitting in some fucking air-conditioned studio.
God, I like this guy.
It is, Tom. and guess what? All of our listeners are wondering why the hell you're there.
I love this guy.
That's not Tom's fault. Tom started his day with vodka and Red Bull, and he is spitting fire.
I like it.
I'm pouring one right now as we speak.
He's spicy. I like a spicy guy. Yeah, iron sharpens iron. I'm with you, buddy.
In the early entry line that I paid $75 to get in there early, we had the uncomfortable moment of a car behind us saying, "What's BDM stand for?"
Oh.
Couldn't tell him.
Oh, you gotta tell him.
Anybody going to Rockville?
If you'd seen him, Daniel, you wouldn't have either. You wouldn't have done it either.
Okay, yeah.
They're not invited. They're not invited.
Yeah, it was a Mexican, wasn't it? Like, okay, I'm sorry. I just want to make this guy racist.
They're not gonna subscribe. They're not gonna do any of that shit.
No.
All right.
No one at Rockville is offended by Big Dick Millionaire, by the way. So, Tom, there are a bunch of huge bands playing. What's your favorite band you're looking forward to?
Well, believe it or not, Body Count was way up on my list because that's something you're not going to just go see.
It is weird. That's a weird one.
Yeah. Korn is way up there. Yeah, but I mean, come on. Don't go Law and Order guy. Come on.
Yeah. Are you going to see
Korn
Sublime?
Is way on the list. We've seen them.
Sublime
maybe. We'll probably walk by. Seven Dust is always a good show. We're making sure we watch Seven Dust this year. They rock at fucking concerts. They're awesome.
He's a rocker. You're a rocker.
Seven Dust is so good live, I would almost be willing to call them Eight Dust.
How close do you get, Tom? Do you get in the pit? Do you do, what do you do?
No, last night I was right next to it, about 4 people away. No, I'm too old.
Does your old lady pull her titties out and do that move where she just lets them kind of cascade over her fingers?
Because when I was a kid, that happened at a lot of concerts. I feel like it doesn't happen because of phones now.
People take their tits out?
Mine is home enjoying me not being there. That she's on vacation too.
But
she is coming to pick us up at the IHOP in about 8 minutes, so we're going to have to wrap this up.
Okay, all right. Jesus Christ.
I got flapjacks to judge. I got something.
That's titties.
All right, Tom. Thank you for telling us about Rockville, and enjoy the rest of your hot-ass trip.
Stay safe out there, and give my best to Breaking Benjamin.
Sorry about the message that Solar Bears gave.
It's fine. Forgiven. Fully forgiven.
Rock and roll.
All right, fully forgiven. There he goes. He's away.
So, speaking of Korn, I met Korn when I was 13 years old, when my mom took me to one of these festivals. By the way, Rockville killed Earth Day Birthday, and we were told that by
100% that's
higher ups.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just because these gigantic corporate festivals just have unlimited money to get unlimited huge acts.
I want to tour their Canadian circuits as a pot cookie vendor. I just want to sell pot cookies at music festivals in Canada where it's legal.
Probably make a lot of money.
That's my jam.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to do that as a vendor?
Yeah. In Canada, it's legal.
But you have to get some sort of permit, something.
You do have to get a permit.
Well, like something because people are eating it. You'd have to have something tested and make sure it's like.
I bet you have to jump through more hoops.
I'm excited. I'm going to try.
Try to do it.
I'm
manifesting it. The Earth Day Birthday not being around thing, and then when you look at these conglomerates and these huge companies or corporations that own these, like Rockville is basically it's the Rockville Corporation that came to town, right?
Yeah.
I will say that I've made a shit ton of Earth Day Birthday jokes because it is not my style of music.
Would you guys?
But it bums me out that Rockville ate Earth Day Birthday. It does. I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Why don't you bring it back?
I mean, I think it should be back, and that's what I mean. Is I feel like you lose. We wanted to do it. It's too much work.
They can't compete with the giant corporations like Rocker.
It does bum me out because it was
with the station behind you.
The station canceled their event because you know
don't
why?
have the money.
They don't know how to sell it though.
They're smaller than Rockville. You see what I mean? Even though it's iHeart, but it's a local like WJR.
Yeah.
Put on. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have the budget to hire. I mean, there's 12 A-list acts on rock. Maybe more, but more. I mean, some of these bands.
I think there's 20 bands on there that Earth Day Birthday would have been lucky if they got let's say 7 of those, and then the ones that are on there, maybe it could go as high as like 20, 25 bands that are on there. Like the amount of money that I'd love to see the rider for or the check that they stroke for all bands. What do you pay for all bands, Rockville? I'd like to know that, because if we knew that, and I would broadcast that and be like, look, this is what Rockville pays for all of their bands. Hopefully they're paying decently, because you want the bands to succeed.
I would assume.
But also it's a disgusting amount of money, right?
Millions.
It's kind of gross.
It has to be, because there's 200,000 people going out to the shit. So, I mean, they're obviously making money, but they are backed by unlimited money, so therefore they can make it's just there's no competing. Yeah, $200.
$200 for 6 days.
One day.
One day's $200.
Yeah. A ticket.
For a day pass
times 200,000.
Yeah, and then I'm sure it's more expensive the park, and then all the vending and stuff, so they
And here's the argument
money.
I would make, and I'm not anti-Rockville. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying here's the argument I'd make for an Earth Day birthday. The show will not be as good. You're not going to get closer. You're not going to it's bigger. It's more spread out. You know what I mean? Like, I like the, I don't know.
It's more intimate, the smaller. Yeah. But,
so, it does, I don't know. I'll make a lot of Earth Day birthday jokes, but when you take it away, then I kind of get personal about it. And I'm like, hold on a second. That was mine to make fun of.
Bring it back. Let's talk to Mo.
So, what's crazy, the guy, Korn is playing at Rockville, and I saw Korn when I was 13 or 14 in 8th grade. My mom took me and my friends to... it wasn't Lollapalooza. It was some festival up in West Palm Beach, and Korn was playing. And I remember, and that was at a time in the mid '90s where you could just drop your teens off at the festival and then go pick them up later.
So crazy.
We didn't even have a cell phone, a payphone.
I mean, I got dropped off at Lollapalooza.
You did?
I did.
I don't think...
I saw Mudhoney. I saw...
Did anything bad happen?
No, I saw Lush. I saw Ice-T and Body Count. I saw Pearl Jam. I saw Soundgarden. I saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I think it was Lollapalooza.
I mean, I
There's
saw...
something romantic about music festivals. They camping and thinking, like the movie Finding Woodstock. Have you ever seen that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. And how it over. I just think that's cool. I think we need one.
But the thing is, it's all corporate now. You know what I'm saying?
But
everything's
it
corporate.
have to be.
I think there's nowhere to compete with it. It's
my wife checking in from.
Do you
want to
open up a small business where you sell a lot of different items from some grocery, and then every item you need in a house? I'd be like, compete against Walmart.
Andrea,
are you fucking insane? You can't compete against Walmart.
You don't have to compete, but you could. It's not about competing. It's just about pulling it off. Can you pull it off?
Well,
yes.
No one would go because you would have to be.
I hate it. I hate your negative outlook on everything.
It's impossible, Brendan.
He does have a lot of negative outlook.
I'm drinking more beer.
Yeah, but
my wife.
I just want you to say yes so I can go.
Andrea got dropped off at Vans Warped Tour every time, but Andrea's a different animal.
No, so did I. Yeah, when I was a kid,
she was a super independent. I don't think people even do that with their kids anymore.
No, so what happened to Lilith Fair?
Not a 13-year-old, or under 15. I don't know what age now that.
Would you drop your kids off?
Hell no. No, my kids, they're not self-sufficient. Tommy can't remember our goddamn cell phone numbers.
I feel like I saw Maisie at Big Daddy's the other day.
Yeah.
She does
she's
karaoke.
born independent.
She likes to do karaoke with her friends.
Okay.
And then they like to walk down to Kelly's, but normally Maisie likes to walk up to the 7-Eleven on Corinne and get a tall boy before.
You're letting her walk from Baldwin Park to...
I let her walk from Baldwin to the 7-Eleven on Corinne to get me a tall boy and then walk home.
So,
wow.
I
love that. Yeah.
That's not true. That's not true.
Now I know.
That's not true. I don't do that. But she asked to go everywhere by herself.
Because we used to ride our bikes everywhere. Our parents didn't know where we were.
Yeah. That's a thing of the past. I mean, it's not. Some parents still do it. It's just not as prevalent.
Yeah, they'll end up in jail.
But so when I got dropped off at the Lollapalooza and I met Korn, me and my friends, we waited outside the VIP area until someone was leaving, and then we asked for their VIP pass, and they gave it to us, like some older person. And then so we got the VIP passes, and like I said, we were 13, 14, and then we went backstage. We only got 2, so we had to keep going back and switching with the other friends. But I remember me and my buddy were back there, and then we saw the members of Korn corn, just standing around smoking cigarettes.
And you're like, we smoke cigarettes too.
Yeah, we were smoking.
We're the new corn.
Yeah. So we were smoking. They were smoking.
Creek corn.
And then we saw Head, the guitarist, and then we saw Jonathan Davis, the singer. And then I remember,
Did you go up to go?
I was trying to remember how that went. Thank you.
This is where I realized now as an adult that having like listeners or people that follow you as an entertainer that are like-minded is the best way to go. And entertainers that have too much of a spectrum of fans, because me and a fucking friend at 13, we're asking Jonathan Davis, so we're smoking. We're like, "What are you saying when you do that song?" Well, like we're asking him dumbass questions. He's just standing there and he has to talk to 13-year-old kids. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, God, that must suck for him.
New music?
Huh?
Are they touring on their oldies?
They have new music, but it's like you'd have to be a fan of the band to know their new music. Yeah.
But imagine having to talk to like some punk teen kids that are fans of yours and ask you stupid fucking questions.
Do you remember Big Wreck?
Yes.
I remember. Love them.
I remember Big Wreck.
Sorry, I got stoned on the break.
You're fine. You're totally fine. Don't even worry about it.
I went in a wormhole.
Let's see here. Falconer Jones says, went to Lollapalooza in Miami 2 days before Hurricane Andrew hit Miami and killed Tom's dad.
So why did you say that, Falconer?
I don't know. You get bullied a lot in there.
But that's the 90s. That's like early 90s.
What festivals did you go to? Mine, only ones I ever went to were Vans and Lollapalooza.
Yeah. Those are the ones around in the 90s.
What about you? Festivals?
I didn't really do it festivals. I did Bliss Fest with my mom, which was like a folk music festival.
That kind of sounds fun.
And we camped out. It was cool. It was very hippie in a cornfield.
Yeah, but I like folk music. Like, I like country, folk music.
My house was folk,
acoustic guitar crazy.
Yeah, my parents used to host concerts in our house.
House shows.
Yeah, like they take everything out of the living room and they put up a stage.
Anybody famous?
No, really?
Like local famous, like Orlando folk music.
Interesting.
Or not, I don't know why I said Orlando, but Ontario.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because you're high.
Those are cool.
Cut yourself some slack.
They take the furniture out of the living room and like host a musician.
I've only been to one of those
for like 50 people,
and it ties right into Orlando. Singer-songwriter Terry Benyon is moving to West Virginia. 3 nights ago, they did a big going away party, I guess, at Will's Pub.
Yes.
Friend of the show, Jordan Foley, was there, and he played.
All right.
I guess Terry's been very instrumental in his life as far as helping mentorship, helping him be a songwriter.
They perform together a lot.
Just wildly talented people. She invited me one time, and I don't know how. I ended up, I think, at her home.
Okay.
For a house show.
Yes.
For the guy that we had that was a guitar player, was it Matt Fowler?
Oh,
Matthew Fowler? Yeah, singer-songwriter.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was the first time I'd ever been invited to like a house show. And I will be honest with you, they're awesome, but the concept of it, to me, felt very weird. For the first one, I was extremely uncomfortable. Oh, Stephen Foxbury invited us. Thank you, Andrea. Steve Foxbury.
Because if you don't know people there, you feel like you're crashing a party because you're at someone's house. So it's tough to find a comfy place.
I felt uncomfortable, I'll tell you why. Because it was hard to find a place to sit.
Yeah.
Because they were running out of room and we'd gotten there late.
I always end up in the living room reading their books.
Yeah, it was like our first, they are. Everybody's snooping around.
Yeah, that's me.
House shows. People in the kitchen, they're opening the fridge, and like pulling the drawers up. So Andrea and I sat down. But you know what the weirdest part was? Is I wanted a beer, and I hadn't brought any beer. And so I'm like, I get up and I walk over and there's like a cooler and then you open it up and you're like, you kind of feel
that's fair.
You know what I mean? Like you kind of feel like I'm just stealing people's drinks or I don't know. House shows are fun, but like I was uncomfortable. I like a good pay for my ticket. Where's my waitress?
Have you been to Tamukwa?
No.
Tamukwa White House. Have we talked about this place before?
I think we have mentioned it, but not in a minute.
The music director for Cirque du Soleil turned his house into a concert venue. It's in Soto by Delaney Avenue.
Really?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And is it the place he lives in, or
they live on one half, but everybody comes from the other, from the back to get in, and it's this 3-story.
It's pretty wild.
It's really cool, beautiful inside, great sound system, and they have like international acts coming from all over the place.
It seems like was that a sponsored venture, or did he just take
he just did it?
I mean, he's got unlimited money, so there's no reason he'd do it.
He has a nonprofit. He started there's a foundation, Tamukwa Foundation, which runs it. Leah Nash is their new director, and they're great.
Yeah, my wife again is chiming in with it. She says they have a lot of jazz artists that roll through.
A lot of jazz, or just like cool. There was like a psychedelic dude that I have fallen in love with, who's it does like Indian psychedelic cool music, and I can't remember his name. He was there, and actually we just started doing a deal for our keychain people. If you can get 25% off if you
that's cool.
If you remember,
if you're a bungalower buddy.
Yeah, love that.
Love it.
I guess it makes sense. Like if you just like hosting and being around people and putting on cool events,
love it.
It's like it's at least
Mitch,
you get something going on all the time.
The guy used to do the backyard comedy shows in College Park.
Yeah,
Did you ever go to those?
I still see advertisements on Facebook.
Yeah, every once in a while they'll pop up.
Oh, good.
House comedy shows. And stuff,
that's great. I love that scene.
Yeah. Like I mean, a scene that I'm not in because the kids in there. It's like
you should do it at your house.
He has a nice enough house to do it, especially with the backyard.
No interest.
That's a good answer.
Unless there's some money.
Good answer. Let me show me no interest.
I wonder if we could do it with realtors to showcase a house that's for sale.
That doesn't work.
No.
Just like open houses doesn't work.
His wife is a realtor.
They see what they want on the internet, and then they buy it or no buy. It never goes.
Sometimes they'll even be with a realtor and go on the internet and then just abandon that realtor and go do it all on their own.
I like how you say it.
Realtor.
Yeah.
You
say it like a Martian learning English.
Yeah, thank you. I say it like I like emphasis on the tour.
Yeah, tour. Emphasis the tour.
Realtor.
Brenda, what's that retro room pop up? Because speaking of cool things, I saw you post about it and
legit super cool. I didn't know what to expect when I went in there. It's the old Dexter's Thornton Park.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I fingered so many girls there.
I was one of them.
No, I did not. Not
you
at
were
Dexter's.
Like this.
I wouldn't do that at Dexter's. I have more respect for Dexter's.
I guarantee. Well, you were probably doing it at Graffiti Junction then.
Absolutely, at Graffiti Junction.
At the old
right
location.
after I signed my name on the picnic table.
Yes. God, I made out with some bros at the old. Anyway, what were we saying? What were we talking about?
Pop-up.
Oh, the pop-up. Yeah. So Jack and Honey's was there for a hot minute, owned by the Hammered Lamb guys. I think that's what did them in because it just didn't do well. That was a big bummer. It's Wendy who owns the Abbey.
Oh, nice.
Downtown. She has the lease still, so when Jack and Honey's closed, she was a partner. She just decided, well, rather than giving up the lease, why don't we just do a series of pop-ups and just continue to see what happens with this space. And she brought a Denny Tornatore from Tornatore's in College Park, the Italian place.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
It's a good spot.
Because his place closed. That's gone now.
Yeah.
So he has moved in and he's cooking his same old like amazing Italian stuff like chicken parm, house-made pasta, but they're also just doing random pop-ups. So right now it's an 80s theme pop-up and the food is fantastic.
And you get it like a microwave.
There is a TV dinner style entree, two TVs, which look like the TV dinners and everything segregated. I got the meatloaf and it had like the pineapple on top. There's a pineapple upside down cake.
And then the whole room is themed 80s.
Yeah, and the TVs were playing like it was Ghostbusters, the I Am Zool one. That's the first one.
Yeah.
The best one. And then I would say it's the best. And then Ferris Bueller.
Oh, killer.
Right. They were all 80s. And I actually felt like I forgot how shitty now is. Like I felt very brought back to the 80s.
Was
very stoned and eating a TV dinner and watching Ghostbusters.
That sounds fantastic, man.
Was Aykroyd getting a ghost job or was he getting a ghost frog or something? Because there are other...
Wait a minute. I never thought about that.
They fucked.
Yeah, okay. Was it
fucking? It wasn't just sucking?
Yeah, definitely. I used that in a slideshow I was like, movies. It was a slideshow of you had to guess what movie scene it is, like what scene the movie is from.
Yeah.
What am I trying to say? What movie the scene is from?
There you go.
And I got there, and
The Ghost Shop.
Ghost Shop.
I remember seeing that as a young
movies
kid.
where people fuck.
Here's
ghosts.
another thing. How do you know,
That was exciting.
or
too.
do you care what gender the ghost is?
Do ghosts have?
No,
I guess
Like,
ghosts have
what if
gender.
the ghost, what if you're getting blown by a ghost and then suddenly he takes his top hat off? Like, I'm not going to make him stop. You know, I'm going to be like, yeah, right? You know? I think anybody that's listening to this would agree with me. If a ghost is blowing you with a top hat on, he takes his top hat off, you don't say,
Well,
like, what? I'm not gay. You
I
don't
think
just,
I
you
think
let
you
him
were
finish.
gay to begin with because he had the top hat on when he started. Is what it sounds like. He said he took
He
the
did
top
have-
hat off.
Well, he materialized, right? Like, so you can, like, he starts sucking my dick, and then he materializes, and I'm like, oh, shit, that's
and then the
hat.
hat's there.
Yeah, then the
Oh,
hat's
okay.
there.
And you're like, oh, that's not just a big cylindrical head.
And then I'm like, wait a minute, old world women didn't wear top hats.
oh, true.
We have to blow your vape smoke in his face to understand what, like the
what it
Invisible
is.
Man.
Yeah, you're right. So, oh shit, a top hat. I'm like, all right, finish out. That's better. That's better. Yeah. Or what if you just blow it on his face and you're like, oh, okay. You never even see the top
never
hat.
see it.
Doesn't even matter.
No, it could be Abe Lincoln bearding it. You don't know.
So,
love it.
before we go to break, just to finish on this theme, what's up with the walnut oil?
Yeah. What's going on with walnut oil?
You really do. You follow, but don't really interact with my Facebook. You're funny.
That's what everybody does.
Just lurking in the bushes.
He was scrolling while pooping, and he wrote that walnut
No.
oil.
I honestly
what
thought
do you do?
everybody
You're like,
learned.
Brendan's coming in. I'm going to look at his Facebook real quick. Is that what to see what's happening?
Yeah,
Why
we do
would
that
call
all the
me
time.
out?
Okay, good.
That
I
is
just
what we
needed
do.
to know.
Yeah,
I
it's
got
nothing nefarious.
5. I somehow through Orlando Magazine, my email has been distributed to PR agencies across the country, and so and it's just regular little bungalower. But I'm getting pitches from PR reps who have no business contacting me. Like there's I don't know why someone sent me a free dehydrator. Because I didn't think it
What,
was
to
real.
make some snacks?
Yeah, they're like, "Hey,
That's
do you want
fantastic.
to try out this?"
You can make beef jerky.
I gave it to the Kitchen House, the Edible Education Center.
Oh, nice.
God, I didn't think they were really going to send it. I got an email and they're like, "Oh, do you want a free dehydrator and you could do a post?" And I was
That's a
like,
good
"Yeah,
voice.
sure."
That's a good voice.
Did you have to do the post?
And I didn't do it. But that was 2 years ago. They asked me like, "Oh, are you ever going to do a post?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, one day." Yeah,
I'd be too nervous to not do the post. I'd be like, I love
agree,
this job.
but
You know
I
what?
didn't sign
I say
anything.
the same thing to Andrea as an influencer program. Sometimes
Yeah.
she'll get stuff.
For no
And
reason.
She got all this cookware sent to us one day, and then she, though, is different. She was like, I have to do the post.
and I would,
Kill me.
and I
fucking
would,
kill me.
and I would, and I generally do. But I didn't think it was real.
Yeah.
There was no contract, so I was like, I don't know who
Yeah,
this
there's
is.
no
They're just
contract.
offloading things. But the walnut oil, now I don't know if there's like a walnut lobby or something suddenly this week, but I have had 10 now emails through this week from PR agencies trying to get me to write about walnut oil. And
What do you do with it?
Yeah,
It's medicinal. It's better for your heart health.
Do you eat it?
You cook with it. Like,
Okay,
like
avocado?
avocado oil.
Okay, yeah.
like-
Well, let me ask you this, big walnut. What's the smoke point? What are we looking at?
I don't know. I'm not reading
I'll
them.
maybe roll with some walnut when you give me the smoke point.
Do you want me to find out?
If you find out the smoke point of, you got another listener who have a BDM here.
Uh-huh.
That also
If it's a high- so if it's a high smoke
if it's a
point.
high smoke point, you got me. Big walnut got me, and then you tell them that, and then you'll get more money. I'm trying to help you.
Well,
I'm your friend. I want to help you. So
Thank
tell
you.
them that you have some friends that are interested in walnut oil.
You're
Send
right.
Some.
I'm not a good friend. I should have immediately thought, you know what, Tom and Dan could sell some walnut oil. It sounds
Oh,
like
we can.
snake oil.
You know what I've started buying?
It's the best oil. You see what I'm saying?
How much money are we talking here?
Oh,
Tom and Dad will go. I'll
yeah.
start
There's
fucking.
an earthy
I will
nuttiness.
give walnut oil a go shot.
The oil slithers through your body. You see what I'm saying?
And it makes your nuts bigger.
Yeah, exactly. Walnut oil.
It's
Oh,
biting the insides.
So that was me complaining on Facebook, like, why am I getting all these walnut oil?
Yeah, but then I was disappointed in some of your comments because like some of the comments were like, for your butthole. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
that was weird.
Did you see that person?
And I'm like,
who the fuck is that? I almost put him to task.
I think
I'm like,
it's a BDM person that found me.
No, come on. I don't think it was us.
Because he was weirdly talking like, oh yeah, you can't. What did he say?
Something about your butthole.
When you get it in your butthole, you can't get it out. You really have to wash hard.
Yeah,
or something?
he's like walnut oil
on my personal Facebook.
Yeah, on his
my
personal.
mom.
That doesn't sound like the
one your
BDM
children look at.
Yeah. I really screen hard. Like if you send me a friend request and you don't tell me who you are, I'm not gonna accept it.
Maisie reads Brendan's Facebook.
Yeah,
she does.
No.
Oh my God.
I don't let her do anything. Really.
Not my Instagram either.
Honestly, I'd have to ask Andrea. I don't really parent much, so I don't really know what's. She'll bring me up to speed.
I call it babysitting.
Yeah. Our BDMs are upstanding citizens that don't leave their trash everywhere.
There's also a subset, like a subreddit of BDMs that are just horn dogs. Horn dogging it.
Yeah. Do you know how many relationships we've destroyed?
I feel like I've destroyed some.
Yeah, but the ones we've made are built on a pillar of deceit. The ones we have made literally have been built on a base of lies.
No, I love BDMs are always so great.
There's nothing I love more than when BDMs like they meet, they have children, they enjoy the show, they have 3-4 kids, then they tear that family apart to meet other BDMs to fuck just for a little bit of time, and then they end up being single for the rest of their lives, paying child support because they tore their family apart.
And all of that happened at your pool party.
Yeah, I love that. All because some lady juggled her titties and some guy was like, oh, I gotta eat them.
I need to talk.
Gotta eat them. Can't stop my file.
I want to talk to someone who started a new family.
Me too.
Think about
my dream. My dream is starting a new family.
I never thought of it.
I am so bored with my family right now. They don't need me. Like Maisie does not need me.
I need a new baby.
Yeah, starting a whole new family. Like
hold on.
A new wife and new kids.
We can do this.
Anybody can.
We can fix all our problems. You need to give your wife and me a new baby.
Oh, true.
Me and Crystal need a baby.
What do you mean?
It would fix everything. I need a baby. And so does your wife, because she's always talking about a baby. I need a baby. So the two emotional people need a baby.
Well, you have to start a new family.
Yeah.
With you.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I'd fucking cut myself.
John would do it. Like, get John to do it.
Yeah. You can still start a new family.
Have a tall baby.
Too tired.
My wife could, but the baby, you know.
Maybe just adopt a teenager, you know?
No. Never adopt a teenager.
No, what are you doing?
You
want that? Like that's when people used to tell me, "Oh, just date this woman and then get her to lose some weight." I was like, "I don't want to fix her upper." I was like, "I don't want to fix her upper."
Yeah. The only good thing about starting a new family is the baby part.
Yeah,
you really get a baby
and the new house. You can just do it over.
And you have a younger wife, so she's taking care of the baby. You know, the old husband doesn't.
The baby Billy.
You better be making some money. Baby Billy.
It's a baby Billy.
Come give an old man a blowjob. All right, take a break.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll do some voicemails and emails.
Yeah, man.
I want to talk to Brenda about what else has been going on in
maybe
the
some
world of
gossip.
Orlando.
You got any Orlando scandals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been fighting with the city?
No, I have. We can talk about that.
Okay, yeah.
I'm in trouble.
We'll talk about all of that. The name of the band is Mutt. The name of the song is Running with the Devil, but it's not that one, I promise. We'll be right back. My Eternal Vitality. That's our good friend Dr. Powers, his staff there. I always like to give a shout out to Rebecca because she is so sweet. And my wife, 20 pounds down. Boom.
Yeah. It's working for her.
You know what it is? It's just when you get a doctor like Dr. Powers and you get a great support staff like Rebecca, and then you times those two people plus nutrition, look, it's science. There's no way it can't work.
I just scheduled my meeting in 2 weeks with Rebecca to start my nutritional coaching because I realized that's where
it's cool.
I am lacking, and I'm doing a lot of exercise, and that feels good.
Yeah.
The problem is my nutrition's all off, so I think I'm doing myself a disservice. Like I'm burning muscle now.
Fueled by Big Buford.
I'm not. Okay. Well, no, but I don't even know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eat healthy, but I don't know how, and that's where my Eternal Vitality is going to come in. Rebecca, using tracking my muscle to body fat ratio show each every 2 weeks using...
Because you do need carbs, you do need fat, and you can't just have protein, and you do need to eat a lot. Like, you can't starve yourself. You need vegetables, but you also need fiber. Where's your sodium at? Like, there's a lot that
This is what athletes do.
Dude,
and by the way, he coaches athletes as well, and regular people, whatever.
Maybe you're just curious.
Yeah, whatever your goal is, and then maybe you're aging and your body chemistry's off. Like, your hormones are off, your testosterone's low. I know Andrea has
done that too. Yeah,
hormone replacement therapy with Dr. Powers.
Dialing it in, man.
Yeah. That's my next step.
Dialing it in.
No, I know. And then this is what professional athletes, celebrities have been doing for years. Is like, this is how they essentially look so good at their age, is all the stuff that Dr. Powers and his team are doing at My Eternal Vitality. It's really just about living a healthier lifestyle and feeling better.
Sure.
Because that's the number one thing that Dr. Powers
dude,
wants to do.
And he'll explain it to you, and it's no pressure. He's not like a salesperson.
No,
he's a doctor. He just wants to make you feel better, and it might be a good fit for you. It may not be, but chances are, if you want to lose a little weight and feel better, well, definitely he can help you.
And it's a free consultation. He's a listener. He's a BDM.
Yeah.
So you just tell him.
Easy to talk to.
Yeah, and then he'll know. You go talk to him for free, and then maybe it's for you, maybe it isn't.
Yeah.
But just go talk to Dr. Powers at myeternalvitality.com.
It's one of the weirder ones I've played, right? It's a little weird.
I think that was weird. It was a little Bjorky.
It's true. Yeah, I like
Right?
to throw. I try to throw everything in there.
I like that vibe.
It's hard. Okay, I'll throw some stuff out there. Hard to get jazz. Hard to get hip hop. But yeah, I like to play weird stuff. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
On the couch with us is Brenda from Bithlow. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about bingo on Monday. Tactical Brewing.
Yeah, I'll be there. My friends our Joe's going to show up from Fairvilla.
Oh, nice.
They're bringing some goodies.
I love Joe.
She's never come to bingo, so she's sussing me out.
It seems like Joe is trying to do what most, if you're smart, like if you've worked with us for some time and you're like super, super smart, you will start integrating yourself into almost everything that we do, and like weaving, and like she's doing it. She's
do you know her background?
I don't know her background.
I don't want to speak out of turn, but she worked with like mission trips.
Oh, really?
I know, and now she works in marketing for Fairvilla. What an interesting, kooky, fun lady.
Yeah. I grew up in a mission trip household.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did a ton of mission trips. I even went on to work at Carolina Cross Connection.
Wow.
Which is a Appalachian area construction and outreach program that's highly Christian. And yeah,
I like American missions, like missions to parts of America.
Like steal the oil.
No.
Keep our missions in America.
Yeah, I like American
I like
Brenda.
like building bridges in like going to parts of the Carolinas that were hit by the storm.
That's what I did.
And, like I love that.
Yeah, I would build like wheelchair ramps and in Appalachia areas.
Oh, cool.
To help out all the. It was like me making wheelchair ramps for squidbillies.
Okay.
And then preaching the word.
I love that, and I don't know about the preaching the word part. That always scares me, but I get it.
I didn't do a lot of that, but they would like if there were like what was weird is when you were doing it. If like let's say you're working on a house and you're building a wheelchair ramp for like an old lady who happens to be watching 3 kids, because
and you're like Jesus made this for you.
Nope, they're probably her daughter's kids, right?
Okay.
It's an older lady, and she's watching the 3 kids. So then there would be like younger people that would like talk to the kids and then like give them like coloring books that were propaganda.
Yes.
And then they'd start coloring, and that's kind of how you did it. You know, it was more of a like, here, some
Sounds
coloring.
like Drag Queen Story Hour.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
But Jesus.
Yeah. And then we would steal the children. No, we wouldn't. I think Tom's actually going to try and call one of his friends.
Oh.
And we're going to talk about my dad's... one of the things my dad hated the most was dining and dashing. And my dad actually, we had some people dine and dash at a Morrison's, and my dad was on the news for stopping those people. Remember that?
Okay, yeah.
My dad stopped some dine and dashers. Like, he pulled his car in front of him. No, he just pulled his car and was like, "Stop! You'll pay it for your roast beef dinner, motherfucker." Yeah, you know, like, okay, what line is he?
Line 1.
I wish I'd met your dad.
Oh, you would love him, and he'd love you because you're a man dressed as a woman, and there's nothing my dad loved more than that. Seriously, it was like his favorite thing.
He gotta protect the dolls.
So I saw this on social social media, my buddy Fernando sent this to the group chat that we have.
Yeah.
And,
I watched the whole thing.
And I started thinking about this even more, and I got a bunch of questions, but my buddy Fernando's online. How you doing, dude?
Hey.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey, good to talk to you, man.
So
What's going on, brother?
So the Sports Grill Bandit. So Fernando's the GM of Sports Grill down in Miami, a popular wing and sports bar. That's
I would say the
south.
wings. I would say the wings are good enough to steal. I
Get
would
the
say
Dales.
That. I would say that they're awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds like a marketing campaign.
Right? I mean,
Fern.
like, they are they have really good bar food.
Fern, Tommy likes wings now, so I'm creating this. Me and Tommy are going to go to Sports Grill and have this father-son moment where we
I love it.
have wings together.
I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna come up and see you guys on 4th of July. So I'll bring some with me.
There you go. Get him a beer.
Car wings.
By the way, Fernando's my only friend that I benefit from what they do. All my other friends, all their jobs are shit.
Yeah, it's you, turkey leg. Yeah, fuck you, turkey leg. You do nothing.
Yeah. Danny Pudge doesn't even figure. Like,
hold on, I give Pudge a pass because he's so damn cute. But turkey leg, no sir.
I did text Pudge the other day. I'm like, does the elevator close button really do anything? and he did say if you hold it, it actually works. And you have to hold it though. You can't just press it. You have to hold it. 3 Mississippis, it closes.
Oh
anyway,
my God, the secrets of an elevator man.
So I know people teach us that.
So I know it should say it. Hold
God.
anyway. So Fern, who's the Sports Girl Bandit?
All right. So a couple weeks ago, I had it was a guy that came in at the bar. I wasn't there, but I heard about it the next morning. Came in, got a couple beers, ordered a couple shots, got some food, and then he said, "Oh, my wife's coming up to pick up some takeout. I'm just going to walk it out to her. Can you put an order in?" So the bartender's like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." You know, we generally don't have this issue that often, so we don't like run tabs or take credit cards. For fear of people running out, because it's just not something that happens. We're, family, neighborhood business, been around for almost 40 years.
Nice.
So the guy's like, "Oh, let me get some food to go. My wife's going to come pick it up, and I'm going to run out to her." So he's like, "Oh, here's my card. I'll be right back." And he left and never came back. Ran the card, declined. Ran the card, declined a bunch of times, declined. So we're like, "Oh, the guy got, smart dude. He got us. Got us good." So whatever, nothing really came of it. And then a week later, another store texted in the group chat, and some dude just walked out, and she told the same story verbatim. It's exactly the same. A couple beers, couple shots, order food, take out for the wife, I'll be right back, never comes back. So then I go on the surveillance cameras, and I get a picture of the guy. And then I go on the other store location cameras, and I get a picture of the guy. And then I put him in another group chat with the whole company.
Yes.
We have a couple like franchise locations, and they're like, "Oh, that's the guy that hit us a couple weeks before." And we're like, "Oh, no shit." So then another store chimed in, "Yeah, he got us too." And I said, "Oh, shit." So
he didn't know about the group chat, though.
Yeah. So it started snowballing, and then it happened a couple of days ago, and I guess that was kind of the last straw. And one of the owners was, we have friends with an Instagram account called Only in Dade. It was a pretty big account. They're all over the place.
So good.
They post happenings of Dade County, like crazy shit that happens around, and they're they're.
It doesn't make Dade County look good. It's not good publicity for Dade County.
I want to do it here. I want to do it here so bad.
It's like
if you're a tourist wanting to visit Miami, don't look at this account.
Well, only in a crazy circus.
Hold on a second. I would be remiss, which is my new favorite thing to say, if we didn't mention that you guys have been on there for Party Santa Claus. I just want to shout out to Dre. And what he brings to the season.
Yeah, for sure. So then, where was I? So then, we get in touch with, the Only in Dade account. They're like, "Hey, let's do a video. That'll be fun." So they did the video, interviewed one of the owners. They posted the pictures of the dude, and within minutes, there was thousands upon thousands of comments on this post. And while this is all happening, the owner of one of the other owners gets on the phone with a police captain in the area, and they're talking about Father's Day and events or something nothing related. And he mentions what had happened, and the lady goes, "Send me a picture of the dude." And they send her the picture of the dude, and they're like, "Oh, we know who this guy is. We'll go get him." So apparently, turns out this guy has been arrested for doing this at Outback Steakhouse before. I got a call yesterday from a lady that owns the Best Western Hotel, and she's like, "Oh, this guy hit my bar 3 times." So this dude's like a serial bandit.
God.
yeah.
Oh, he's
So
like
you know
a
his
real
name?
guy.
So can we say his name?
Yeah. No, and the best part about it is the dude works in the business. I'm assuming he's going to lose a job, but he was a server at Joe Stonecrab, which is a super prominent high-end restaurant in the beach.
A server?
Yeah. So this guy's
That's how it happens,
working in a restaurant, stealing from restaurants.
Your greatest arsonists are the ones that, you get it's inside.
Yeah.
It's all
so
inside.
They picked the dude up at like 2 a.m.
Hold on.
I'll send you guys a picture.
Yeah,
of the guy.
it's the firefighter arsonist. You know what I mean?
You're telling me there's criminals that work at restaurants? Weird.
Exactly.
I never heard of that before.
Write that down.
No, the karma of doing that to someone in your own industry.
So-
Karma's not real.
Hold on. So Fern, so this is what I wanted to talk about. So when I saw this story, I did start to think, I was like, man, it is pretty easy to go to a restaurant and walk out on your tab and steal from the restaurant. Because, like, think about every time you go to a restaurant, you give your credit card at the end, and then it doesn't seem like that many people are looking and following where you go. Like, there's been plenty of times that, like, the server didn't come back to the table soon enough, and then, like, my family would go wait in the car, and I'd wait for the server. I could easily just get up and, like, steal. Like, I'd never do that.
You don't, because you're not an animal.
So, but that
listen, it does happen, right? Like, it doesn't happen that often. Like, maybe once a month you'll get some kids that come in and they run out on a tab or whatever. And I think the reason it doesn't happen as often is because it's a shitty fucking thing to do, man. Like,
of course,
the person that's your server, that's how they pay their bills, take care of their kids and shit. You're running out. You're not just hurting the big corporate chain or whatever. You're hurting the
server who has to pay
the
for
server who's directly getting paid from this. You know what I mean?
No, of course. It's
like a fucking real scumbag to do it.
Yeah, terrible.
So, but do you think that's why this doesn't happen that much? Because it really doesn't.
I do think that. I do think that's part of it.
And if it does, it's the same person.
It's also like it's a stupid crime to get in trouble for. You know what I mean? Like, look at this guy. This guy has been on every major local news channel yesterday.
Yeah.
Like in front of the judge. The judge is on the news saying, "Stay away from Sports Girl." Like, the guy ended up making us more money than he took from us. To be completely honest.
Oh, good.
But also, when you look at him too, he's not a guy that you would look at and think needs to do this at all. You know what I mean?
Like, come on. That's what I was saying. The servers at that place that he works at are making 6 figures easily.
Yeah, like he looks like
6 figures.
Yeah, he looks like honestly, Fern.
Easily.
Fern, he looks like the type of person that, like, I mean, like, and they're saying he's been doing this for years.
I need to look it up. I didn't hear anything about this.
Hold on, the servers at Joe's Stonecrab makes 6 figures.
That's a famous place, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
the whole chat room is lighting up about Joe Stonecrab. They're like Muhammad Ali and like all these famous people that they met there.
Dwayne Wade signed his contract extension there.
Yeah, it's like the.
You know what I mean? It's like it's not.
How do you not? You're from Miami. How do you not know
I've been to Joe's.
that?
I just didn't think the servers made that much money. 6 figures.
Dude, the servers at our place are close.
Yeah,
not that far off. Servers make good money, man, and bartenders make even better money.
Miami.
Well, shit.
That's Miami.
We're doing too much. I know that's I know that's harder than this.
Yeah,
but
way harder than this.
I have to think a lot. I don't want to do that. I just want to take someone's order and write it down.
Well, can you hold the tomato? I don't know if you can.
You gotta be charming too. You can't just take their order.
Are you gonna remember everything? Are you gonna come back and make sure I got a drink?
Why don't I just write it? It's all tablets now.
No, I don't know.
It's
How
all
pleasant
digital.
It's all
digital.
Dude, this guy's so curmudgeon now.
You should do a bid. I'll put you to work one night.
Yes. Oh my God, I will greenlight that bid.
Yes.
100%.
And we'll all come in.
100%. Who wants to see the worst waiter in the world?
Let's do it.
I can't remember what the goddamn say.
Yeah.
We should do it as a fundraiser for a fund for people who, for waiters who have people walk out on them.
Yeah. They'll get no money.
By the way,
for terrible.
Do like restaurants like hold the waiter accountable and like take that off their their pay or whatever?
Some might. I don't. It depends, man. It really depends. It's a case by case basis. Like if the server's they're on top of it and they're paying attention, and the kids just get up and run away, which I've seen happen before. then that's really not on them. But if they're not paying attention, they went to the bathroom, they're outside smoking a cigarette, it's like, what were you doing? Where were you at? What were you doing?
Well, that's me. I'm hitting on the bartender. I'm in my truck vaping.
I'm in the freezer vaping. I'm not going to my truck. That's too far. I'm vaping next to the frozen French fries.
And you're like, that family got fed up and left. And I'm like,
all of that shit happens in the restaurants. Well, I don't think, and I don't quote me on this, and maybe somebody in the chat room has a legal experience, but I don't think by law you can make the server pay for the food that was walked out on.
Oh, I'll make him pay. If this is my restaurant,
he'll just make him pay with his horrible attitude.
I had to pay at Disney.
Yeah, like he's literally.
Yeah, I had to pay at Disney.
You
World.
did?
Yeah, it's big corporate.
Yeah,
big corporate will make you pay.
It.
Yeah.
Oh, and it'd be like $100.
Well, Fern, thanks for talking to us. I'll let you get back to work. Take it easy.
All right, guys. Take care. I'll see you guys soon.
All right, man. Be good.
Wait, his name was Fern?
Fernando. Yeah, we just call him Fern.
Yeah. Fern, like Fern.
He's
Belly?
got another nickname.
Yeah. Now we call him Fern the Rape.
What is that? Oh, you got
Don't worry, I abbreviated both. It's fine.
What is it?
No. Anyway,
is
so
it faggot?
It's not.
Now it is.
Fernando the F-word for this.
That's better than the first one.
You can say it.
I know. I know the chat room likes when I say it.
They do. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
That place lights up.
You got a new nickname, Fern.
If you were an OnlyFans that said like just donate to hear me say it, oh my God, you'd be patting your pocket.
And if a drag queen gives it to you, it never goes.
For some reason, straight men love to have drag queens call them the F-word for days. It's almost like they're gay. Yeah, they love it.
Oh my God, I called a guy a cuck last week at the last
he
bingo.
cummed his pants.
I really
it's almost like they're on the spectrum.
Yeah, that's the next thing I said was, "Sir, did you just come in your
pants?" I bet he did. I bet he did.
Yeah, and his wife was like, "Fuck him."
So. But I was surprised that this doesn't happen more often to restaurants. Because,
well, it's going to now. I'm going to start.
It does. It happens. It happens.
But every once in a while, you would think because, food and alcohol is more expensive than ever. Like you go to a restaurant, you go have a couple drinks, with 2 or 3 of your people.
I almost walked out on someone just because I hated my waiter so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would never. Though.
Yeah. But you
had a mean waiter?
But I had it. It was the first time I've ever had that thought creep into my head. Like, just get up. Just get up. These people suck.
So,
they deserve to pay for everything. But then I
never have.
But then I didn't put the one ring on, and I was fine. I was turning into Gollum.
Yeah, I have never walked out on a meal.
No, I haven't either.
No.
It's crazy fucked up to do that. But
I just wanted you to know that I resisted, and I'm an amazing person.
I like that.
Other people do fucked up shit too. Like the theory behind you're not going to do that to the waiter or waitress because it's fucked up to do. I'm like, yeah, but people steal from each other all the time. People fuck up on people's property all the time with no regard for other people. You know what I'm saying?
The ones that don't abide by the system.
Yeah, there are lots of bad people out there.
That's why we punish them.
But they're not walking out on tabs all the time. You'd think it would happen more often than not.
Well, especially if you're traveling. But this guy was in the same city doing it to all of the restaurants.
Yeah, I'm just surprised there's not more sports grill bandits out there. And maybe there are. We just don't know.
I think there are.
And social media is now catching them.
I love that those restaurants have a text chain. How smart, you know?
But I think you're right. I think I think if we were to, we'd have to clue in on some of our more now. I don't think it's going to be fine dining. So guys that we know that work like Fabazi, our buddy, or Mike B, we'd have to talk to people that are in that world where you're
mid-range.
In like mid-range.
You should do a survey in the foodie forum.
I bet you it's an all the time thing.
So think about it. If I'm a piece of shit and I don't want to I'm just going to hit up every big Bahama Breeze, TGI Fridays, Olive Garden, and just eat and drink, and then walk, because it could be hundreds of dollars you could eat and drink.
I bet,
and you're stealing, and then
I bet there are
people doing this all
chains that have books of people's photos like that. Like if they get banned from, because maybe they get hit up by the same person all the time.
Because it is easier than stealing. Follow me with this.
Bahamas.
Remember
Yes,
when
best
Bill Murphy notoriously...
It's easier than shoplifting.
It was one of my favorite things ever that original Fair Villa did, is when you would shoplift at Fair Villa, they wouldn't call the cops. I mean, unless like you were unruly or fighting or something.
They just put a dildo in your butt.
No. They would literally take you to... They'd storm you to the front of the store,
yes,
and they'd put you up against this big wooden like banner, and they would Polaroid you and write what you stole and the time,
and then post it,
and then they'd hang them all around Fair Villa. So you'd be shopping for dildos and XXX magazines, and on like an end cap there'd be like 50 photos of all these people that tried to steal shit from Fair Villa.
100%. We need to get those photos,
and
we need to share them online.
I know they got rid of that. You'd have to talk to Joe. That's before her time.
I guarantee there's a box full of them.
But like my point is that like it's like with that, using that as like my ammo, this has to be a thing that like it's like got to be in retail.
Well, in retail,
because my point is that walking out on some cheese sticks is easier than putting a dildo in your pants and getting caught.
Well, okay.
Why was I holding my headphones the whole time?
I was wondering.
You're high. You're fine.
Yeah. But
I'm
so
you're fine.
So
I'm back.
I remember when I worked at Champs, and there was a lot of stealing, obviously. Yeah. But to
Champs?
Counteract that, they would put like bicycle chains through all the jerseys and stuff. Like, so if you wanted to get jerseys, you had to like a combo lock.
Unlock it.
And then there was everything was tagged, and then there was a security alarm. Like so they
look like someone that worked at Champs.
I know I do.
Do you know that we have lost all of our street cred for French?
What?
Because this guy's fucking looks like a cop now, and I look like a biker. And so now, yes, we used to be, for the last 3-4 years, we have been able to navigate like ninjas through Fringe. And now we cannot do it. When they come in, they take one look at the cop and one look at the biker, and they're like, well, I don't know.
They're like YMCA. Construction worker.
YMCA.
Yeah.
Cop and biker.
I don't know what you're saying.
Village people, cop and biker.
Yeah. Gay stuff.
So, but the whole point I'm making is that restaurants don't seem to be worried about it because they're not like everywhere. I've been like so many restaurants that you could get up and walk out and steal their shit, and no one's checking.
Generally speaking, people are keeping an eye.
Are they?
Yeah. The new ones now.
It seems like the waitress can't even
the Gen
find
Z
you.
kids that are barely there do not care.
The new ones now, though, are like...
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, like,
what
cares. About these? Like, we had a waitress the other night. We went out somewhere. I won't say.
I hate her already.
But yeah, she's terrible. No, she was fine.
I saw your post about this, by the way. Yeah, those Gen Z kids, they don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit.
What post? What?
Hey, quick service or food service kids. These new waiters. They don't... I'm sorry we're interrupting your story.
No.
But the new waiters and waitresses, like it's an old people thing.
Well, no, this is the thing I was going to complain about is just the thing that you pay at the table, because it's like, is that an easier way to walk away? They have literally, they don't even come back sometimes.
Oh, because they have.
Are you guys familiar with this? So, like at the end of your meal, sometimes the waiter or waitress will say, like, "Hey, just so you know, you can pay on this app when you're ready." And hey, it was a pleasure meeting you. And they're just out. They're gone. So, like,
now I can stop thinking about
it's up to you. It really is honor system to like, okay, now I got to swipe this and do the tip and everything on this little computer bank or whatever. I mean, like.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're really monitoring what you're doing.
They should be with you. They're not supposed to just drop it off.
Yeah,
they need to stand with you.
The chat room, they're called Ziosks. The Ghost of Manu Bull in the chat room says he loves the Ziosk at Chili's. Just pay and go. Yeah, I do that. I do it. In fact,
you tip less?
I do not. Should I?
I would be inclined to.
Oh, I love how conservative you are. My God, let me smooch your face. You're such a unicorn.
Thanks for noticing.
They love you.
Let's end
God damn it, they love you.
Nobody loves
Who's Ed Grimley?
Oh, okay.
Who's that?
One of the greatest.
Daniel told me write down Ed Grimley.
One of the greatest Canadians of all time. You guys don't remember Ed Grimley?
I
God.
have no
Are we
idea.
doing a Canadian thing right
Well,
now?
no, we weren't going to, but you're here, and this has nothing really to do with Canada. But Martin Short, the comedian, that
How
was
short
from,
was he?
was he SCTV too, or just
Yeah,
Saturday
I
Night
don't
Live? Like, I don't know. Anyway, we saw him with Stephen Martin. So funny, so good.
God, he still got it.
He does.
Yeah,
And
even Only Murders, you watch Steve Martin Short.
Is he who's dating?
They're good.
Who's his new girlfriend? Martin Short is dating a.
In Only Murders?
No,
Are
it's
you-
this-
are-
it's also in real life. They're
Oh.
also together in real life. Who's
Oh,
it?
do you-
Meryl Streep?
They're really together in
Yes.
real life? No shit.
are you fucking
Yes.
kidding me?
They are, and they're fucking.
I thought Martin Short was gay.
No,
I
he's
don't
never
know.
been gay. But like,
No,
he's-
I'm
I
sure
don't,
he's
that was
but,
the internet,
but he's
right?
definitely on the spectrum because like he's able to tap into stuff. Here,
Yeah.
okay, this was a cartoon that I loved. This was Martin Short made this cartoon. It was called The Completely Mental Misadventures of Ed Grimley. And this was the intro, and I'm going to play it for you guys. It's wild. But this is if you want to know why I'm weird, maybe this will cue you in. Here we go.
I love old cartoons.
Yeah, this is pretty wild. He's dancing.
I remember this. Yeah.
And he's doing the dance.
I've never seen this before.
He's kind of doing the Superman that hoe dance.
Yeah, a little bit. There he is. He's dancing a little bit.
With Ratatouille. Who are these people that live
There were some scientists that did like a segment. And then he's flying through the castle. Oh, there's Count Floyd's Spooky Stories. Another SCTV alum, I believe.
He's a gay.
Yeah, a lot of Canada here. The Completely Mental Misadventure. There's the fish.
This is like bizarro comedy, right?
Yeah, it's and this is okay. There he is, and this is also when you had intros. We can't stand an intro now. We don't have enough time for intros.
When we did my TV show, we were starting to do
There we go.
intros at the beginning. Then they said nobody watches intros anymore. So
It's a shame because sometimes the intro was so beautiful in the fact that the intro, there's no way you could not watch that intro and not know what the show's about. It introduced every character. It's also super crazy and sets the tone for the way it is. The music is the way it is. Like it's a...
Did you have the raccoons? Did you have that?
What do you mean? What the
TV show, The Raccoons? Can you look it up?
The raccoon, yeah.
The
I look up
intro
anything.
for The Raccoons?
Is this like a kids TV show?
Yeah.
Like a cartoon? It was
Yes.
called The Raccoon.
Yes.
All
and
right.
they fight a Trump-like character called Sneer'll Sneer. It's kind of environmental.
Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. Is this it?
And the song is epic.
Okay, here we go.
Is this something in the 80s or 90s?
Yeah, 80s
Quiet,
for sure.
peaceful, serene. That is until
this it?
Bert Raccoon wakes up.
This is the intro, and it's basically like a little episode in itself. He's crazy.
This is some Canadian bullshit.
Hold on. You know what? You know what's fucked up is it was coming out of my mouth too. I was like, "What the fuck is this? This is dumb.
yeah.
This is
The music is so good. It's so good.
This is a
I'm just going
shirt
to eat
tail.
potato chips and watch this show later. I cannot wait. Right?
This is a knockoff of Shirt Tails, right?
Dude, this is why we are in business together. Shirt Tails was the shit.
Yeah.
Oh, Shirt Tails. They had a flying car, the Shirt Tails.
Can you show me that?
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got to end with
It
that.
was cartoon animals, and they had shirts and no pants, just like raccoons.
God.
But-
Did you have the Gummy Bears TV show?
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
here's the...
bouncing here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. Here, hold on. Here's
Teddy Ruxpin?
Here's a little Shirt
No,
Tails
yeah.
for you.
All right, this is
Yeah, this is some good old American. Yeah. We're going to fucking set you right now.
Yeah, see, there's a tiger, a panda.
There's a monkey. There's their flying car.
Who do you call when you're caught in a jam? Too scared to stay.
I like the mole.
to scram. It's a cinch.
I like that the mole is too scared to stay, and the monkey is too scared to scram. That's so iconic, right? Those are tropes.
Those all stereotypes.
Oh, so good. The mole is, I'm too scared to stay. And then the monkey's like, I'm too scared to scram, say. Hey, there, give me a banana, baby.
The panda's good at math. It's all stereotypes.
We love it.
I'm telling you.
He's like, I do the math. I solve the problem.
It's 80 stereotypes. Crazy.
Oh, it's so
Like Captain Planet.
The monkey's like, this is the biggest banana I ever seen. Oh, let me measure it. Oh, it's a 6 inches. So good. Let him eat cake is what
Shirt
I say.
tail.
Yeah. There you go. Watch that tonight.
Rice cake.
All right, let's get out of here. Brenda, thank you
We
so much.
love it.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Where are you going to be Monday?
I'm going to be at Tactical Brewing. We're having bingo 7 o'clock or whenever you want to show up.
But hey, get there early if you really do want to be a part of this, because the bingo thing is really, really fun, and Tactical has great beers.
Yes.
They got a food truck out that day?
I don't think they will, but you can bring food in from anyone on the drive.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
That they allow that. They are wonderful dudes. We like those guys, and they support Brenda. So.
They do. And thank you, everybody, for supporting me and being so nice to me.
Always.
If you guys want to come out to Cimarron Skateway,
Yes.
Daniel and I will be out there. Bustecker. I know that we're going to announce some other guests. We're all, it's free to come out.
Yep.
Free rentals, all courtesy of Mo DeWitt. JustCallMo.com.
have
Let's get
some other-
Kurt Browning. Can we get Kurt Browning?
Kurt Browning.
Or Elvis Stoico?
Who is that?
The figure skaters?
Elvis Stoico. I like that.
Go to justcallmo.com/skate. And might as well sign up for Mo's VIP program. That's the easiest way, because he sent out this message and information to all his
They're
VIPs
doing
early.
stuff.
Yeah, you get a metal card you can cut your cocaine with. It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, he does not endorse that.
No.
But he does.
He may not do
You
it.
can
but
do whatever you want
He knows
with
what
it.
his cards do.
Yeah.
He knows what his cards
He's
do.
a young man.
He is a young man. He can do whatever he wants. You don't tell Mo what to do.
We do have some new merch at TomandDan.com. If you want a new Tom and Dan shirt, we got some leftover
But
BDM
again,
shirts.
just like last week, they are not selling.
There's a little more.
Yeah, we did. We did a little desperation. We did like
There's $10 BDM shirts on
did
there.
have,
Do a merch collab?
I did have it. We can, but it's not going to sell. I had a guy email me, and he was like, I bought like $300 worth of your shirts because you made me feel bad. And I was like, yeah. Like,
That was the plan.
Yeah, we did it. We did it. Yes.
We're not saying it for nothing.
Yes,
Anyway.
feel bad.
I want to do purple straw hats for the soccer games.
Oh, I would do a purple straw
But nobody
hat.
will do them. Will you do them with me?
Yeah,
We're doing some straw.
we are
hats.
doing some straw hats.
We're
Let's do
working with.
stuff that you can wear at sporting events.
Okay, like those floppy dicks in the sweatpants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did some purple stuff to try to ride on the coattails of
I have a fan,
Orlando City.
like my big gay fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when I flap it, it's really loud, so it's like a noisemaker. And I got a purple one that has lightning, and I was like, man, why aren't we selling
Purple
these?
whackers.
Purple
throbbers.
fans.
Purple throbbers.
Because you can fan yourself to keep yourself cool because it's hot as hell.
Yeah.
And then you're also, when they score, you just like wail on it.
And then we just have to say, go soccer to
Yeah.
make it so we make all the money. We can't put their
Sports ball. Action.
Action.
Yeah, just put action
You know
on
what?
it.
I bet we could just put the logo. They're not going to sue us. They'll be like, it's just Tom and Dad.
Even if they sue
Brenda.
us, they're just like, I go to the mail, I go to other things, like, oh, we're being sued.
They
It's all in the trash.
kind of gave me approval for the hats.
Yeah.
I'll get it at approval.
Like, I don't think anything matters anymore. There are people stealing movies out there. There are things that, like, nothing matters.
They won't move forward to actually sue you because it costs too much money. And there's no money to be made.
People are
Right.
stealing birds.
We already spent the money on drugs.
Yeah.
So there's no money to even get from us. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely gone.
Immediately, as soon as we made it, we spend it.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't do
That's the
anything.
trick.
Anyway,
I know people get retirement.
what happened?
that?
That's a bad word.
What's retirement?
I don't know.
Yeah, don't
Do
worry.
you know
about
I haven't saved anything for retirement?
Yeah. You'll be dead before you retire. Everybody does.
I don't have nothing.
You don't need it.
You know, I liquidated my 401k back in 2015 when I was still at iHeart.
Oh.
I took it all out.
What are we going to do?
I put it right up my nose.
All right, let's get out of here.
bye.
We will see you on Monday's BDM show, and see you next week.
Yep. Bye, guys. Have a great weekend.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.
This is all jokes and funny to you, huh? You can take it up with legal. Have a good day.